welcome everybody to episode 86 of the ADV podcast, and we've got a very good one for you today.
It's a good number.
Yeah.
Laowhy86.
We've got a lot of deer going on in this one.
Is absolutely a deer-themed episode.
Yes.
You guys might know deer Huang. We got white-tailed deer.
We got
people
deer,
that look like deer.
Tailed deer,
Yeah.
dove, whatever. Anyway, yeah, we've got a lot of
deer theme.
a lot of
deer
deer
heavy,
stuff.
deer forward.
Absolutely. So I guess we're just going to saunter right into it, everyone. We also have an update on the charity stuff, and there's a lot of things. So let's just get into it. We're going to talk about what's new, and when we talk about what's new, we talk about what's new in China, and also kind of other little interesting things like what's going on with our subreddit. And somebody put together something fantastic. We just wanted to show everyone. In fact, let's get us out of there. Can you explain what this is?
This is artwork and not commission. This guy actually commissions art, but he, instead of commissioning art for his clients, he did this for the subreddit.
Yeah.
This is, you got Tanky Hodor, you got Chinese Ox, you got Deer Wang. It's just great stuff.
It's fantastic.
Very
and
good.
this is the kind of thing that really warms my heart to see this kind of
It truly
participation,
does. Yeah.
on our subreddit.
They definitely, you get a A+ in participation.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, mate.
We love it.
Yeah. Anyway, we are going to move on a little bit here.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. By the way. We're still recovering. That was a lot of food.
A lot of turkey, a lot of pie, shoe fly pie, and all that, which was actually, I thought it was pretty good, to be honest. We took some footage. We'll show you next time. Anyway, we have a very interesting thing that's just kind of come out right now.
Yeah. A little bit sleuthing we did.
Now, as all of you probably know, I am originally still am South African.
I originally am South African.
Yeah, exactly. Even though I haven't been back to South Africa since I believe it was 2007, maybe 2008.
Wow.
I had to go on a visa run. So it's been a long time since I've been back. Anyway, there's this new variant that's just come out of South Africa, which is a deadly variant again.
Well, we don't know about its deadliness. We know about it's 500% more contagious.
Yeah, it's very
than the
bad.
original.
It's very bad.
Yeah,
anyway, the fact of the matter
good.
is the WHO has given it a new designation, which is the Omicron. Is that what it is?
Is that not the coolest sounding letter of all time?
It sounds,
Omicron.
Omicron, yeah.
That's awesome.
It does. It sounds like a transformer.
Yeah. Well, now I hate it.
It really does, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was that guy? Unicron was the big
I don't know. I hate Transformers.
It's Omicron. Yeah. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, there's this Greek alphabet. So we've all heard of the Delta variant, correct?
Yes.
That's the big one that's been the worry up until now. I think this Omicron might be the next big one. But we've had the Lambda variant, we've had the Beta variants, we've had the Gamma variant, we've had all the different ones.
Yeah, it goes in order with the Greek alphabet.
Yes.
I think that's what people understand. If you went to a frat, you'll understand what we're talking about.
Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Beta!
Anyway, the fact of the matter is, the Omicron is the Greek alphabet letter that comes after which one?
It comes after, I don't remember.
Z, isn't it?
Z. Is it Z? Let me pull it up. It's right here. It's on our freaking screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is. Can I just pull it up here?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Because
I can't see it. It's like minuscule.
It's
you
minuscule.
guys can see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull it up on my screen here. So we've had Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, and Omicron. Those are the variants of concern.
Yeah,
okay?
the concerned ones.
The other ones are variants of interest have been Lambda and Mu. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then former variants of interest have been Epsilon, Zeta, Theta, Eta, Iota, and Kappa. And then all those number ones you see are different variants of said variants. Mm. So when I went through all of these, right, every letter in the Greek alphabet has been covered until a letter called Z, which is pronounced, which is spelled XI,
like
which is like Xi Jinping.
Xi Jinping, yeah.
So what it looks like at this moment is that the WHO skipped the Xi variant, and went straight to Omicron. And I was you have to admit I was very skeptical in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, because look, we just saw this, and I was like, look, we have to look into this. We don't want to spread fake news or anything, but it looks like the WHO might have skipped over the Xi variant. If it turns out that they haven't, we apologize. But from what we've researched and what we've looked into so far, the Xi variant.
Okay, so no, there's some people that are getting this wrong. So if you look at the top. This is the pronunciation of the Greek alphabet in order. They're saying the CHI, the Chi variant. Mm-hmm. That's not what we're talking about.
No,
we're talking about the XI variant, the one after the new one. The new variant is what's messing stuff up right now.
Sure.
And then the Omicron one is the one that they're talking about.
Yeah,
right?
from South
They
Africa.
skipped the XI one, right? We're not talking about the Chi one. I think they're mixing it up because they think it sounds Chinese or something.
No.
The XI one, Xi, like Xi Jinping, the leader of China.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway, the fact of the matter is it looks like they've deliberately skipped that variant just because, you know, the WHO is beholden to China and the Communist Party of China, and they don't want to upset the Communist Party of China because, you know, people would have a field day with that. Like, oh, the Xi variant.
Yeah, people, you're not right when you say they skipped the new variant. It's out.
Yeah, the new variant's
Yeah.
there. We looked into it.
Yeah.
All the variants are there. Except the Xi variant. We couldn't find...
The Ryan variant.
Yeah, the Ryan variant. Anyway, just wanted to put that out there. Keep an eye on this because if this is confirmed and they did actually skip it over, it once again proves that the WHO is in the pocket of the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah. That's
Anyway.
pretty sad. Okay.
That's something that's new. Let's move on. We've got more stuff coming here.
Some great stuff today.
Some very good stuff for you today, including another song. Now, what's going on here? Can you explain what's happening here?
This is...
Should we play it out a little bit?
Yeah, you can play it out.
Let's play it out. Okay, everyone, take a look.
Maybe not play the sound.
Oh, yeah, we might get a copyright.
I meant to take the sound out. I apologize.
But what you can see here, for those of you who are just listening, is you've got some young men in tracksuits standing up with their fists raised in the air in the sort of communist salute. They've got the communist flag. So the communist flag over there in the background on the TV, an oath to the Communist Party of China and all that. But what's going on here?
This is actually the one of China's esports teams. So, I mean, before a competition, what they're doing is pledging their allegiance not to China, it's to the actual
Communist Party of China.
So just thought that was kind of interesting and also very eerie.
It's like, I'm about to
You're gonna go
play League of Legends.
You're gonna go slay some.
It's like, I will slay orcs on behalf of the Communist Party of China. I am now pledging allegiance. It's ridiculous. It's so dumb. It's so freaking dumb. Anyway,
just like, wow.
It's not even like the Chinese national anthem or something. I get that. You play a football game and you sing the American national anthem or whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
But imagine you're like, I pledge allegiance to the Democratic Party of, America or something.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Super dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway. Let's move on.
Bit eerie, bit Orwellian.
We have a new song for you guys. We know how much you love songs. We love them too.
Oh, man. We're about to get hot. We're getting a little hot in here with a little...
Okay, yeah.
Oh, boy. Got a little Dear Huang coming up here.
Okay.
So, Dear Huang, I'm a bit of a simp for her. She, she's... Basically, what we can say is whenever people post about Dear Huang in the subreddit, I think a good quote was, "We hate everything she stands for, but by God, do we love her?" Right?
Not me.
Anyway, yeah. Dear Huang is like this new era of Chinese propaganda where they take like a pretty girl and they make her do propaganda so that like simps kind of go after her, right?
Absolutely.
And they're like, "Oh, I never thought about it like that," and then all of a sudden they become like CCP simps.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the most effective thing in the world, but we did find one that's actually really effective.
Yeah.
And it's actually quite terrifying. But what I found was when I was trolling around to see if she put out another Deer show, because the CCP literally has her do something called the Deer show.
The Deer show, yeah.
Where she does bizarre, really weird parodies of like why China's good and why the US is bad. That's her focus usually.
Yeah.
So she put out another one. This was on our Twitter. It was an ode to Cuba. And how Western governments are hypocritical for supporting Cuban democracy protesters.
Yeah.
And then like shitting on the Cuban government. And this is her love letter to like the Cuban government.
So yeah, we have to play this for you because the lyrics themselves are just ridiculous. And it gets even better, trust me. So I'm going to take us out of the picture. We're going to play a little bit of this for you. We're going to have to stop it from time to time just so we don't get a copyright or whatever.
When somebody said, C-Milk, give the beta males in the chat simp content, bro. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
All my Omicrons out there, get ready.
All right, let's do it.
President Biden is imposing new sanctions on the Cuban regime.
There will be more unless there's some drastic change in Cuba, which I don't anticipate.
What?
Just love the karaoke.
Yeah.
Dear Wang. Oh, do we love you?
No, Dear Wang, please stop.
Country in control. Why do I feel it fall from in
So bizarre.
We don't hate each other's guts, I know. I still can't help but put you in trouble.
I gotta like, okay, why are they showing American Civil War black and white footage? You know why? Because it exists, whereas Chinese history doesn't exist on film because it was all destroyed.
Right.
Just got to put it out there.
How bizarre is it to make like a love song, like ode to Cuba?
Yeah, I bet you she's never been
She
to
doesn't
Cuba.
know anything about Cuba.
No.
It's just because it's communist. You know, it's the last one of the last 5 countries.
Yeah,
they have to
exactly.
band together.
Yeah, you know what? Vin Diesel knows more about Cuba than she does
Why?
because he did it like some Fast and Furious movie there.
Did they actually shoot it there?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess they need as much money as they can get.
Sure.
Breaking down in a Cuba.
What is that? Oh, it's in
So
Cuba.
hard and reach my goal. Nothing happened, but really did I matter?
The Biden-Harris administration stands by the Cuban people.
We
Yeah.
lied, we cheated, we stole.
I love this.
Yeah.
Never thought of a
And it's such a
little
boner
break.
for
The
Biden.
cheats and
They
lies
love
I just
Pompeo.
refuse to face.
Why? I don't understand these graphics they've chosen.
Yeah.
One more chance is needed to win.
One more chance.
Though sometimes I like King Kong.
It's like her, like, I'm so sad for my poor Cuba. Like, what the hell is this?
By the way, before anyone's like, "Wow, this is actually quite a nice song."
Oh, just wait.
Yeah,
Just-
it's
well,
just wait. You
Yeah.
just cannot think it's a nice song just yet. I like how she says, "Invader, I may be engraved." Okay, these lyrics are rubbish.
Typical CCP, got the thesaurus out.
Yeah.
You know, her English is good too. Like, there's no reason to have
Yeah,
such
absolutely.
shit lyrics.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, let's see.
Maybe engraved, lost my conscience. Do you think I need my face?
What does that mean?
Do you think she needs her face?
I think she might.
She might need her face.
Yeah, I think everyone needs their face. Imagine having a face.
Something's really bugging me. I got to get it out of my system.
What? Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
No, I'm just.
Okay,
I think her eyes are a bit close together.
I think that's.
I mean, I'm saying that's. I'm not making fun of the way she looks. Just in my taste.
Listen,
In my taste.
I hate her message, and I hate that she's shilling for the CCP. But you do not insult dear Huang.
I'm not insulting it. It's just for my own tastes.
Anyway.
That's all. You know, I'm a hard.
Simps, all my Omicrons out there band together. Winston is wrong.
All right, sorry.
Deliberately provocative
No, I'll never
and unjustified
run
change.
it. My mistake. I am granted the right to win me.
Makes me
Here we go,
irritate.
here we go.
Irritate at the mere mention of Pig Bay.
The mere mention of Pig Bay. She's obviously referring to the Bay of Pigs incident,
Yes.
but you don't say Pig Bay.
There's 2 issues of this. You don't say Pig Bay. And number
Yes.
2, you don't know shit. Dear Huang, we love you, but you don't know what the hell happened at the Bay of Pigs.
No.
And I can promise you, even if you do, it doesn't make you irritate.
No, it certainly
Okay.
doesn't. Okay, are we gonna get to the good part now?
Oh my god.
Okay, here's the good part. Hang on.
Yeah.
No, I'll never admit my mistake. I am granted the right to win me.
You got a pretty nice voice.
Sure.
Make a fake. This is my way.
It's so bizarre to me.
Yes.
No one's making songs about it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
受折磨，是我给你自由过了过。
justified change.
My mistake.
Seems similar, right?
I am granted the right to win me. Makes me irritate at the mere mention of Pig Bay.
受折磨，是我给你自由过了过。
Very interesting. Very interesting. It's almost like
Wow.
almost like it was a Taiwanese song from 1995.
In which it was.
It was. Yeah.
That's why, you know, we saw this thing about mention of Pig Bay, right? So you and I are sitting there, we're like, what is this garbage? What is this?
I knew the song when I was listening
and both,
to it.
you were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I know this. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I
Yeah,
know it too.
yeah.
What is this song? It turns out we know it because it's always in the karaoke's in China. We hear it all the time.
Yeah, it's a very famous Taiwanese song.
It's a Taiwanese song
Yeah.
from Taiwan.
Yeah.
So, I mean, first of all, it's a knockoff. It's not an original
No.
song.
No.
Okay, which is a little bit of a strike against the propaganda there. But I mean, if it was still a mainland Chinese song, you could be like, okay, they've repurposed it for mainland propaganda.
Because it's a communist country, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
It's like,
they own everything.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But no, it's a stolen song from a Taiwanese artist. So it's
Yes.
a Taiwan song. And that makes it even worse, because now it just makes her look like a thief.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Everyone's asking for the original song. It's Jeff Chang, and
Yeah.
it's called Guo Huo.
Yeah, Guo Huo. Go look it up. It's a pretty good song, actually.
Yeah, it's a great song.
So the fact of the matter is, it's completely destroyed the propaganda message that she knocked off a Taiwanese song.
To be honest, I don't even know what the hell the propaganda message is there. It's like USA bad.
Yeah, USA bad, Cuba. It's more about USA bad.
But the Cubans were the ones protesting against the Cuban government. This love letter song she's written, or the CCP has dedicated, is against the Cuban people.
I know.
It's like, we support your dictatorship. Shut the hell up, Cuban protesters. The U.S.
Oops.
I mean, I don't even get this. It's bizarre. It's
Yeah.
like one of those lost in translation things. It's like they got the memo. They're like, "Dear Huang, you're like the music girl, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna need to make a song about why the Cuban dictatorship is good and America's bad."
You know what? It
'Cause they're
really
so
makes me
stupid.
irritate.
It does. Let's play that part again.
You want to make the irritate?
I want to hear the pig bait. Yeah, you're
Okay.
a pig bait.
All right. Okay. Let's get that part then.
Makes me irritate at the mission of pig bay.
I love it.
So
I love
she
it.
gets irritated at the mention of pig bay, I gotta say.
Right.
Interesting. Anyway, once again, Chinese propaganda through song failing very badly, especially since they stole a Taiwanese song. Taiwan #1, by the way. See how good Taiwan is, that even the communist propaganda has to steal Taiwanese music? Taiwan #1.
Taiwan's always number one.
Yeah. Taiwan
and it will
DE.
always be number one.
Yes.
It's pretty sad that they have
Especially
to
on
make
the
commie
top
propaganda.
of the charts in
Yeah.
China.
Seriously,
Yeah.
they have to use Taiwanese music to make commie propaganda.
It's ridiculous.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Exposed. Dear Huang, we love you, but
Yeah,
you
there
got to
go.
choose
you,
better
you,
songs.
You love her. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Dear Huang, I just
So-
feel like she's got a chance to turn around.
Yeah.
Her heart's in the right place.
Sure.
A little interesting trivia about her, actually. When I was
yeah?
doing a little
Sure.
recon. She wasn't in this whole propaganda game.
Sure.
And this is something we've been seeing alarmingly happening fast, is that people are getting hoovered up into the propaganda system.
Sure.
Because what happened is she's just a high school English teacher, right, in China, and then also she's like a cover song artist, right?
Sure.
She's got a good voice. So then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, because she's posting stuff online, all of a sudden, bam, she's on Xinhua, right? Out of absolute nowhere. That's what China does. They scoop all these people up, and they're like, well, you can do
Yeah.
your dreams that you failed at before.
It's more than that now, because
Yeah.
of the way they're clamping down on influencers in
Yeah.
China. It's you either kind of have to do this and be of service to the Communist Party of
have to.
China, or you kind of have to shut up and stop what you're doing.
That's why with her and Sina and stuff, we've never really gone too much.
I don't want to be
after
too
them.
harsh.
Not like Guli. That's a
No,
different
that's
story.
completely different.
That's
That's
when
like-
you've gone all the way down. The,
At the same time, though,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
why are we not harsh? It's just because you're simping, basically. Because if it was a guy doing the same thing,
I mean, I wasn't simping for Sina, and I didn't go after her.
No.
It's funny.
no, it's funny.
To be fair, maybe because Dear Wang actually can sing.
Ooh, ouch. Ouch, ouch. Anyway,
Sina's,
I think you got to
Sina's
bring in a
voice
little
is-
bit of a cotton in there just to kind of remind you of the actual beauty of her voice.
Absolutely.
Anyway, here's the thing. Guys, this is what we're seeing more and more. Anyone who's an influencer in China that's at least a part of Western social media absolutely has to be co-opted by the CCP. There's no other choice. Because if you're now putting things out to the Western world and you're not controlled, censored, or at least guided by the CCP, you can get into some massive trouble very,
Yeah.
very easily.
We
So-
shouldn't be too harsh on them, or else they'll get irritated.
Yeah, they'll get irritated. Well, you know what? I'm not going to mention Pig Bay.
Don't ever mention Pig Bay to Dear Wang.
Speaking of pigs,
Yeah. Oh, hey, hey.
yeah, Rape Ape and the Beach Monkeys. The NFT sold.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
To Fsfer.
is that-
Fsfer.
Fsir.
Fsfer. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is far away.
All right.
Fsfer.
Esfer. All right.
Esfer.
Now, here's the thing. We told
Epheser.
you when this sold that we would be donating to 2 specific charities, and we did. So
We just did.
just before the show, we wanted to show proof that the lion's share of it is going to these two charities. We still have to ship. We're actually shipping this all the way. We're not going to say which country, but it's a country in Europe.
It's international, yeah.
It's going to be an expensive thing to ship. We're shipping the original to the guy who won it, and there's a bunch of other costs involved. So, we basically have to use the money wisely.
I just want to say, because of you guys, because of us wanting to do the right thing, you guys, well, this guy in particular who bid on this ended up getting $2,000 to go to the Coalition of Trafficking for Women.
Yeah.
And then also...
Yeah, but I mean, even before we get there, I just want to say, don't want to interrupt you there, but, this you can all feel proud. Because every single one of you who watched this show, you're the reason this happened.
For sure, because it gets the audience, right?
Of course, the highest bidder who won this is the one who, the money really came from for us to pay into these charities. But at the end of the day, it's because of this platform, it's because of what you have helped create that we were able to do this. So each and every one of you should feel proud of what's happened here.
Absolutely.
So, this is to the Coalition for Trafficking Against Women. You can see we actually put who it's for. It's for the Chinese women victims of Shanmu, Song Shanmu, which is the rape ape. $2,000 US. And then we also gave for the American...
I would never, by the way, show how much I donate if, like, in a private situation. The reason we're doing this is to inspire other people and show that your money went somewhere.
We have to prove to you that,
we're doing due diligence.
Yeah. So RAIN, which is, the...
Rape and Incest Network of North America, I believe. This is the American one. We decided to give $1,000 to that one.
So we gave $1,000 US to that, and, the contribution is towards sexually abused women. So thank you to each and every one of you out there.
Thank you very much, guys. We really appreciate it. I think everyone appreciates it, especially these organizations.
Yeah. If you're still interested, we still have the hand sketch, because the oil painting is sold. We've kept the
still in the description.
Hand sketch version of Rape Ape and the Beach Monkeys is still up if you want to contribute and perhaps contribute to, what we're doing here. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Correct.
Let's take a look. I am going to bring up the next part. Is this part of our main one, or is this still part of what's new? It's probably main
this
thing.
is what it's main.
It's main.
Let's do some.
Okay, we're gonna do some super chats, and we're gonna hit our next thing, which is kind of interesting. This entire episode is about how you can spot the propaganda. It's been evolving. It's been evolving a lot. We've caught out a lot of stuff, and so we got a lot of gotcha moments in this video.
Yeah, this is like a gotcha episode.
Pretty much. Yeah. Don't you worry. Yeah, and everyone's saying printer agrees. Yeah, for some reason our printer just went off.
It like cleaned itself.
That's all it did. It didn't print anything.
No.
Stupid possessed printer.
Possessed printer cleaning itself.
Yeah.
Okay. So where am I here?
I don't know. Do you read those ones that came out?
Griffin Yarout says, I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Did you guys serve Chinese food as well as traditional Thanksgiving food? We did traditional Thanksgiving food.
Yes.
We do Chinese. I eat Chinese food all the time, especially at home. But it was Thanksgiving, which is an American holiday. Yeah,
that's the thing. When it's Chinese New Year, I don't order pizza at the house.
No.
But, when it's a Western thing, you got to have all the Western traditional stuff.
You
got to keep your traditions alive,
It was a good one.
Yeah.
Jerry Huang says, thanks for mentioning my video and providing a link to it. You guys are awesome as always. Happy belated Thanksgiving, Winston and Matt. Jerry Huang's video is in the description. It will be relevant. We have a clip of it.
Yeah, it'll be relevant to what we're showing next. Yeah.
Power shift. CCP motto, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, pull out gun, blow off both feet.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Jonathan Lau says, China's views on China's digital yuan replace the USD? Don't think so.
No, you got to look into that. Look, even the Chinese yuan itself is still difficult to trade across the world. And China has to have a large US dollar reserve. Read into it. I mean, economics is boring as all hell unless you really love it. So...
JEHS says, do you feel a BDS movement in the boycott, divest, sanction of the CCP and PRC should include embargoes and moratoriums? What other peaceful measures are left if they refuse to obey international laws? I mean, I think that's really...
Absolutely should include those, yeah.
I mean, we haven't sanctioned a lot, have we?
No, I mean, it worked well against the apartheid government of South Africa to sanction and all the things that America and the free world did against South Africa. It helped change the government. It helped change the system. Whether it's for better or for worse, doesn't matter. It helped change. So that kind of thing can do change.
Again, last one is I highly recommend reading On Tyranny by Timothy Snyder and The True Believer by Eric Hoffer, and PowerShift says I highly recommend what he recommended.
Oh, okay. Very cool. All right, guys. So let's move on to Soft Power Hour, where we talk about how the Chinese government is trying to change your mind through various ways, means, and, you know, I have a keyboard.
Nice. Thanks for telling me.
Just putting that over there. Put that down on the floor, and let's continue. So back into the whole Chinese propaganda thing. A long time ago, you probably know all about the Guli sisters, right? So,
Well, just in case you don't, we should probably explain.
So yeah, we found this interesting thing. You know, at the height of the forced labor and the cotton picking Uyghur type thing that was going on, these channels started to appear on YouTube called Guli of Xinjiang Guli sisters, Xinjiang Guli this, Xinjiang Guli that, and all of them were kind of these genocide, forced labor denial channels. Okay,
Yeah,
but one
for
in
sure.
particular. Okay, all right. So obviously, you got to run off to the bathroom or something. Okay, all right. Anyway, he's going to deal with his thing. I'll explain to you. So what happened was all of these channels were basically put out there in order to do genocide denial and say, look, everything's fine in Xinjiang. Come and see Xinjiang for yourself. It's great. Anyway, obviously all Chinese propaganda, and it was all linked to the Chinese state media and all of that kind of stuff. We kind of debunked it. We made a couple of videos about this sort of thing. But now, it looks like they tried to change, and this is what Jerry Huang's video is all about. You can go and see it in the description. But what they're trying to do is change their tactics. It started out as genocide denial and nothing's wrong with the Uyghur minority. Now they've tried to include the Tibet minority in the same channel. So you see here, Xinjiang and Tibet sisters is the new way they're trying to go with this. They have since removed their We Are Xinjiang and Tibet sisters thing. I want to kind of play this for you so you can see what we're talking about here, because it's ridiculous. How on the nose do you have to be? This is the Chinese government once again messing around, seeing, okay, Western people are constantly accusing us of doing bad things in Xinjiang and also constantly accusing us of doing bad things in Tibet. How about we take our genocide denial propagandist here and we team them up with a Tibetan problems denial propagandist and put them all together? You know, it's kind of ridiculous. All okay? Cool. All right. C-Milk's back.
大家好，
So let's just play this to you quickly so you can see what it's all about.
我是来自中国西藏的丁珠，
大家好，我是来自中国新疆的塞比热，
我是藏族，
我是维吾尔族。
欢迎全。
Okay, now,
Why is the video not there anymore?
yeah, suddenly the video's gone.
They left the banner up, though.
Yes, they did at the top. That video that you just saw was part of their channel introduction. We didn't play the whole thing, but it's kind of like they're going
You
to make
explained
this...
that they changed this.
Yeah, they changed it from just Xinjiang genocide denial to now like, let's talk about Tibet and Xinjiang and
Right.
kind of, you know...
They got rid of the other...
The actual
Uyghur girl.
The actual
Yeah, the actual
Uyghur-looking
Uyghur
girl.
girl, yeah.
So now they've just got the Han girl. The other girl is Tibetan for sure.
Yeah,
you can
for
tell.
sure, yeah.
A minority, but she's a very popular influencer
Yeah.
on Chinese
So is
media.
So is Guli. They have millions of followers.
Yeah, on the Chinese state media.
They stopped posting on Western internet after this. It's weird. They put this up, and you could see they're going for a new campaign, and they still post almost every other day on Chinese social media. But
Yeah.
they stopped on the Western stuff, even on their TikTok.
Yeah.
So I was very confused about that. Thankfully,
Yeah, we caught one of them, one
Yeah.
of the videos, and also that, if you want to see more about it, check the link below. Jerry Huang.
I put a picture to his video.
Oh, you
next,
did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so you guys know what you're looking for. Jerry Huang did some investigative journalism over a long period of time. He did a great job. The video is not like, it's not going to blow your mind with like entertainment value, but it's very thorough. And if you want to see like the, you know, from start to finish, how they started, you know, why they do what they do, some connections, some denial, some lies that they got caught out in, this is the video to go through.
And I think that's probably why they've stopped posting on Western social media.
Yeah,
it's
they got
because
called out.
they realize that they've been called out and it's kind of futile now. You know. Anyway, let's move on to the next part, shall we? We'll get there. Your slides always take too long, man. You got to work on that.
Because you know why? Because you skip past them all the time. When
Do
I make
I?
them short, you'll be like, whoop, and I'm like, go back to that, and I forget.
Okay, so we got a new one on the horizon here. It's called Miss Wow
Yes,
China.
I want to tell you how I found this one.
Yes,
This
please.
is interesting. So this is, again, there's thousands of these. Actually, we spoke to some very interesting people the other day. that have been uncovering a massive network of these.
Yes.
Most of them girls, pretty girls.
I mean, that's how it works.
Think of dear Huang, think of Guli, but there's many of them.
Sure.
This is interesting to me because she kept popping up on my burner TikTok account, which I go and look for Chinese propaganda, right?
Sure.
And this kept popping up, and I was like, what is this Miss Wow thing? Because it kept promoting, unlike like Chinese culture promotion, it was promoting military equipment over and over again. It's like, look at how amazing our fighter jets are. Look at how amazing these tanks are, all this kind of stuff, right?
Sure.
So I'm like, who the hell is this Miss Wow girl? So I pull her up, and I find out she's on YouTube as well.
Sure.
It's a very small following.
Yeah, well, it's only like less than 2,000 subscribers. Lots of videos, though.
Lots of videos. So you can play an example of one of her videos.
Okay. Let's see.
Here, the thunder made by J20's engine is just like a dragon's roar. The sky was torn, and what the two J20s do above us, let me put it in this
They
way,
speak
I got all this
Danhua,
goosebumps.
like
And the
Chinese
reason and the
propaganda
roars made by-
dialect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does. I gotta just say, she says, and the roars are made by none other than an engine made in China. You know, this J20, if you're into planes, you'll probably already know, but it's actually just like a prototype of a Sukhoi that was bought from the Ukraine, like under the table, that they reverse engineered. It's obvious, it's not Chinese made.
No.
It's just a copy again. It's just another copy.
We don't even know in practical application if it's any good.
Yeah.
We can only read the stats.
But she's very proud to say that it has a Chinese engine now because, you know, China...
The sky was torn.
But again, I just got to say, if you know planes and jets, you'll know that Chinese jets always rely on Soviet engines. They haven't really developed anything good themselves. So maybe they have developed something, or maybe. No, maybe they've stolen something good from someone else now and put it into their planes.
The sky was torn. So basically the sky didn't know if it was good or not.
It
It's
was
kind of
just
like
torn between.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so let's see what else she has to say.
None other, the engine made in China, and for the first time ever, the J20 has a Chinese heart.
Oh, isn't that heartwarming?
So what I put that there because I was like, why the hell are these like incessant videos of Chinese military propaganda popping up with usually, you know what usually it would be? It'd be like a Chinese video of like a plane, and it would have like a subtitle that would say like, oh, now it's finally better than the American plane or whatever. But this is the first time I've seen it with a presenter.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, well, who really cares? She's one of thousands of these kind of nameless, you know, accounts that pop up for Chinese propaganda. But then I kept looking, and this is what was concerning. Go to the next slide.
Okay, let's just
There's no
Has
more.
a
There's no
Chinese
more.
heart.
Okay.
I mean, there
And
is,
this
but I
change
cut
has
it.
made a new breakthrough in
this change has made a new
comprehensive
breakthrough.
performance of the model, and it even increases combat effect.
So I found her on Twitter, even smaller following. So I'm like, whatever, right?
Yeah, so she's got a small following, 134 followers.
I like her. Can you read her blurb?
Wow, a Chinese girl who has a huge crush on Chinese innovation. You must be very disappointed then. I'm sorry to say. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, you're never gonna find a boyfriend then.
No, exactly.
If that's who you're crushing on.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, it's definitely one of these propaganda accounts to promote the fact that China has all this innovation, right?
Yeah.
So again, not concerning. One of thousands of these, right?
Yeah.
So, and I was trying my best to find out what network she is in, because not only was her YouTube not stated as state media.
Yeah, again.
Her TikTok is not. And her Twitter is not. So I'm like, oh, here we go. Another one of these pieces of shit accounts that I have to go find a way to try to report. Because you have to. If you see these kind of accounts, you should report them. And not to report them for brigading. You report them for being state media if they don't establish that it's state media.
And by the way, guys, this is not trying to censor them.
No.
You know, don't get this wrong. We get the 50 Cent Army constantly report our videos as being like dangerous acts and vulgar and stuff because they want to silence us. They actually want our videos to be taken down. We don't want their videos taken down. We want them to be labeled for what they are, which is Chinese
Leave
state
them up.
affiliated.
I don't care.
It must be. When someone clicks on something like that, they can't think, oh, look, it's just a pretty girl who, for some reason, is very
huge crush on-
enthusiastic about jet engines in the new J20 fighter and all that kind of stuff. You've got to know that, what you're watching is something put on by the Chinese state.
Right.
Okay?
So this is, somebody said something that I think is a good idea. Can we get this sort of pretty girl propaganda section every episode? We would have thousands of episodes. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's not concerning to me, other than the fact that it wasn't designated as state media.
Yeah.
So I kept digging.
Yeah, because we're like, what? Why is nobody saying she's state media? She obviously is.
Right. look at her Facebook account. Now, this is where it gets scary. This is so her name's Techie Rachel, Miss Wow 666. So what they tried to do is kind of separate them. They try to capitalize on these accounts as much as possible. So what you can do to find connections is just search for their usernames.
Yeah.
So her TikTok or whatever her Twitter or YouTube, whatever, it's called Miss Wow 666, right?
Yeah.
So I looked for that and I found her account is actually called Techie Rachel here on Facebook.
Isn't it? That's not how you spell techie.
It's IE, right?
Yeah, that's like Techi.
Techie Rachel. So Techie Rachel, this is why it's worrying. Look at how many people follow it. So this is not
1.344 million people follow her Facebook page.
That's like our YouTube accounts put together.
And it's got 1.273 people like her Facebook page. Now this is, you see, these metrics don't make sense. Okay?
No, but I want to scare you guys a little bit because this is like one you don't even hear about.
Yeah.
Got a million followers.
No, 1.3 million.
1.3 million followers, and Facebook doesn't say, this is a bot account. You know what I mean?
Sure.
A 1.3 million is a lot. That's a big for a shill channel, for a shill CCP channel.
I mean, look at her pinned thing is, will J-20 compete with the US F-22? Check out the stars of China air defense, you know?
Right.
Now, the thing is, okay, fair enough. You could say, yeah, maybe she does have a 1.3 million, followers. But then why are her posts on Facebook only have like 29 likes and 2 comments?
It's a bit weird, right?
That's the part that you have to worry about. Like, first of all, not only that, she's got almost no engagement. If you've got 1.3 million people following your Facebook page and you're getting, tiny amounts, 18 comments, 2 shares, on one of your, let's see, November 23rd, right? So that was a couple days ago, all right? 3-4 days ago.
Yeah, it was at the Guangzhou Fair the other day.
Yeah, only 18 comments and 2 shares, but you got 1.3 million followers. That means that those followers are not genuine.
No.
Because even if a very tiny percentage of those 1.3 million followers were real and actually getting this, they would comment, right?
Right.
On top of that, her YouTube is only 1.8k subscribers, and she's only got 124 followers on Twitter, which that makes sense. If you've got 124 followers, 18 comments makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
So this is the interesting thing.
Yeah.
Is that as much shit as I just gave Facebook for allowing an account to have that many followers with no engagement?
Yeah.
Look what it says.
Oh, yeah.
It says, Techie Rachel, China's state-controlled media.
Yes.
And I got to give props to Facebook for this, but I'm only giving them props because they've gone through hell and back because of all the lawsuits that they have to do this now.
Yes, exactly.
YouTube needs to do the same thing, and so does... Oh, Twitter usually does. They're pretty good about that.
They're okay. YouTube's the worst.
YouTube's absolutely the worst.
YouTube allows these state media, sycophants and actual people that are hired by, and the presenters and everything, and even state media channels like Tea House and stuff don't have this designation, which they should.
Right.
Because they are the Chinese
That's
government.
my issue, is that, YouTube does give those designations, but they only give them to the really big ones. So they have these feeder channels like this that don't get that designation as state-run media, and that's not okay. So what it says is, Facebook has designated this publisher because it believes it may be partially or wholly under the editorial control of a state. This is determined by a range of factors, including but not being limited to funding, structure, and journalistic standards. Now, what's really cool is on Facebook, it actually tells you what they changed their names to.
Yeah.
So you can see if another page was co-opted into something else. And number 2, what I found was really interesting is people who manage this page on the right. If you look right at where I'm pointing here, where Winston's pointing, it says, primary country and region for location who manage this page includes China. Tell them why that's so important, that detail.
Well, first of all, IPs can't come out of China to Facebook, okay?
No.
When people access the internet from within China, they use a VPN. And the way a VPN works is it basically, you take a little virtual private tunnel to another server sitting overseas outside of China, and from there, you're actually doing your requests and your browsing, so it will think you're coming from there. So for instance, you'll use a VPN server that's located in Canada, and so it'll think that you are from Canada. If it sees an IP address coming from China, that means that you're on an unrestricted network in China, which only the government has access to.
In very layman's terms,
yeah,
Facebook wouldn't be able to write this, that the manager is coming from China, because you can't use Facebook in China, right? You can use Facebook in China if you are in a government designated area that is used for outward propaganda.
Yeah,
So this is rare to see this.
The Chinese state media does have access.
Yeah, they can use whatever they want.
Yeah, so it's Chinese state media, the military, the cybersecurity, of course, inside Zhongnanhai and all those big government buildings. They can freely access the internet, but the public in China may not.
Right. So this is coming out of the Chinese central government apparatus.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting to see this. Facebook managed to pick up on it.
Yeah. So anyway, there we go. This is another one trying to hide in plain sight as I'm just a little pretty influencer who somehow talks about all the military innovation and how much better we are than the American F-22s and stuff.
My message, though, is, I mean, after we talk to those people about how many accounts like this exist, what's it called? YouTube really needs to get their shit together, because people need, especially now that there's no downvote button, right?
Yeah.
On the majority of channels now. There's no real metric now to see what's Chinese propaganda or not, because they're being so lax with designated channels that are actually state media. It's so easy to see.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the fact that Facebook picked up on this, but no one else did. And, this is the same exact person that has their YouTube channel that just looks like every other YouTube channel and Twitter account that just looks like a normal Twitter account, yet they're posting all the exact same propaganda stuff.
Yep.
So
it's not good.
I suppose, we got to give Facebook a bit of kudos for actually picking up on that.
I mean, it's because they got so much shit.
Yeah, which they deserve.
I mean, I hate Facebook.
Me too.
But Facebook also let a Chinese state propaganda page grow to 1.3 million likes from bot accounts.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way those are legitimate likes and followers. It doesn't make any sense at all. Those have been bought and paid for by the CCP.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, we're not asking anyone to brigade, by the way. But we're teaching you, when you come across stuff like this, try to find ways to report, and not to be malicious, to report it if it's not labeled correctly.
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've got a big update on this thing. We have managed to really kind of dismantle a little bit of the CCP propaganda, or at least shine a light on it so all of you guys can see. We've got some pretty interesting stuff coming your way. So if you watched our videos, we both released a video on the same day last week, which was all about these emails that were sent to us. Okay, now we've been sitting on this information for quite some time because we wanted to flesh it out, and we managed to flesh it out, and we've got even more for you, so don't worry. But basically what happened, long story short, we were approached by somebody who wanted us to do political videos, okay, for the Chinese government, all right? And so what they did was, sorry, give me 1 second. My keyboard's always getting in my way here.
What?
Whoops. I think I turned the computer off. Oh, no, there we go. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I made a mistake there. You all there? We're all there? Okay. So what they did is they wanted to reach out and ask us to do political videos on behalf of China.
Yeah.
Okay? This keyboard's got a freaking power button on it. I pressed it by mistake, yeah.
That's super worrying.
Anyway, no, we're all good. We're all here still. Okay, anyway. Sorry. So what they did was they sent us an example. When we asked for an example of what is it that you want us to see, they sent us an example of one of the very well-known propagandist shills for the CCP, these compromised influencers. And it was King Ramses II.
Hello. Today we're going to talk about a really hot topic at the moment. That's Xinjiang and its cotton. So to start...
I want to run that down real quick.
Yeah.
This Chinese guy sent us an email because he had our old email address. It was called Churchill something. I'm not going to say the whole address.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was our old email address that we used for our motorcycle company in China. We used to use that when we talked to fixers and things like that.
We were in magazines and stuff in China, so we'd been in
from there.
Yeah, we had been in the media stuff in China, so they obviously had that. Yeah.
So they didn't realize who we are now.
No,
obviously.
They thought we were still that.
A lot of people were like, why would they? Your guys are obviously wanted in China. They wouldn't make that mistake. You're right. Because they used our old email address, right?
That's
so
correct.
What we did was we strung them along.
Yeah.
And my goal was to get them to admit that they paid some of the other shills to do stuff. And they literally served it to me on a silver platter. I mean, I said, give me an example of someone that was paid to do Chinese propaganda, and they sent me this video of Barrett.
Yeah, Barrett, otherwise known as King Ramses.
So that was our first smoking gun. Yeah. I mean, you guys have to understand, we've been waiting forever to be able to prove something like this. BBC has tried to prove it too. We've managed to figure out that they're getting incentive, but we've never had someone say here is how they get paid, right? Yeah. This is our first smoking gun.
It gets
at the
better.
Beginning of this week, on the 22nd of March,
we get contacted by someone else Okay, this is separate now. A different agent called Joey, and he said he's got a client. They first tried to rope us into one of these stupid, tourist fluff piece propaganda things that, a lot of these guys.
It was for Hainan. What's funny is that they even said you don't even have to go to Hainan.
No, we can just give you the footage. Yeah.
So, what are we going to do? Sit there on video and be like, here we are on the green screen in Hainan.
I know our green game is pretty good, but I don't think we could pull that off.
No.
Anyway, the fact of the matter is, then he's like, got another client who's interested in some COVID, messaging he'd like for you to put on your channel and willing to pay you $2,000 to do it.
When I opened this email, my heart was pounding. I was like, did we just get another one of these? Because we sat on that first one for a while.
Yeah.
We were kind of saving up enough evidence to make a video out of it because it's a big deal. I mean, keep in mind, guys, this is a smoking gun of the Chinese government paying people not from China, Westerners, to do propaganda for them. And especially if it's related to COVID origins, that's huge.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, dude, let's open this video. They sent us the video.
So they sent us a video. We'll show you a little clip. Don't worry, we'll get into the whole... You'll see the whole video, but we have a little clip of what they wanted us to show.
The SARS-CoV-2 virus. That is to say, as early as December 2019, the virus had already existed in the bodies of those white-tailed deer.
Now, here's a weird thing. This whole email chain happened, about 3 months ago?
Yeah.
Okay? At the same time that we were sent this information to make a video about this white-tailed deer crap, guess who else made a video?
Barrett.
Yeah.
We should also explain that the white-tailed deer thing is what the Chinese government's trying to do is pass around this propaganda video that wasn't publicly available yet.
No.
To pay us $2,000 to put it on our channel, to basically insinuate that COVID was in America well before China, and because they found it in white-tailed deer.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
But now, that wasn't public knowledge. That wasn't something that was going around.
No.
That wasn't because they have found COVID-19 antibodies in white-tailed deer. It's a fact because people have caught COVID-19 and passed it on to the deer. That's how it works, But they were trying to get this out here as kind of a COVID origin story. And at the exact same time that we were told we'd be paid to put this out, look what Barrett put out.
It was tested on white-tailed deer in the US, which is a lot, and they are often found on sort of golf courses and in people's gardens in various parts of the States. Sure. And about 30% of the deers that were tested had COVID-2 antibodies, which suggests that the COVID-2 had been circulating amongst those deers.
First of all, deers is not how you say it. It's not, you say deer.
When we told you guys this is a deer-heavy episode,
there's a lot of deer. Yeah.
So anyway,
looks like a
it was
deer
right
caught
around
in the headlights, to be honest.
It does. It was right around that time when we got that video. We were shocked. We wanted to go public with it then, but we're like, we got to sit on this and wait. We got to wait and see, number one, if anyone does anything, if anyone gets paid to put this video out. Yeah. And we also got to string this guy along. So those two agents, the CCP agents that we spoke to, the first one I got to the point where I basically said, okay, let us know what's going to happen. And he's like, oh, it's like a long holiday now and blah, blah. And then he obviously Googled us. Yeah. Then the next guy, I got him to a point basically where they're ready to roll. Now, keep in mind, guys, a lot of you guys that watched our videos are like, why didn't you go all the way with it? Well, we would never accept payment to go all the way with it, but we would have absolutely got to the point where we're about to post it to see how much information they're going to relinquish, but they caught us before then. The fact that they were lazy enough to get caught, though, is pretty sloppy on the Chinese government's end. However, we did manage to find, with the help of some sleuths out there. Yeah. I won't name. I guess,
no, we're not naming who they. We don't want to put anyone in trouble.
So sleuths out there that there was in fact people that had released the white-tailed
white-tailed deer video.
So the guy you're looking at right now, this okay, I'm not gonna be mean. This Canadian dude, right?
You don't need to be mean at this point.
So
where do these commie guys buy those red shirts?
Oh no, dude! I can't imagine what it smells like. It's just he gives me the vibes of somebody in the back of a comic book shop that's too shy to pay for the comic. Well, I'm not trying to shame here. I'm sorry. Anyway, listen.
Comics are great.
I like it too. I
think
sure.
The whole point is they feel like they're just if communism takes over that they'll be handed everything for free,
correct,
including a wife.
Correct.
Anyway, here's the thing.
So let me explain this.
Sure.
With the help of sleuths, this person accepted payments, money.
Well, obviously, the video that we were told we would be paid $2,000 to put on our channel.
He did.
This guy did.
He did it.
Let's show you. We're gonna go through.
We have to explain though. He's like a Maoist rebel channel.
Yes,
like a
in
Maoist
Canada.
rebel channel. And the funny thing is I come through his channel, and he's like kind of critical of China just because he's disappointed that they're not that communist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like one of those. But he's like super like pro-Marxist and all this kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, some people know the channel.
Yeah.
So guess what? He's like, moderately critical of China or whatever because they're not communist enough. Yet he accepted CCP agent money to post COVID fallacy.
I'm curious whether he got paid the $2,000 that we were offered, or
probably less,
or less. You know,
he didn't do it for free. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
In fact,
who would?
One of the strange places where the coronavirus has emerged is inside of dove white-tailed.
I think he made a bit of a mistake there.
Okay.
I don't know what the dove thing is because
What's the dove?
Well, you get a dovetail, right? So maybe he just in his mind was like, "Wait, white-tailed? No, is it dove? No, white-tailed deer."
Because he literally just got paid to post the video. He didn't do any research about it.
No. Anyway, let's
Deer. And this is actually very interesting because this is something that we have not seen in the media, though it has come from government scientific services and private scientific services as well.
This is the video we were saying.
This dude took money from CCP agents.
Yeah.
Canada, get your ass in gear. Pay attention to your citizens.
Acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus 2. The virus causing the global wide spread of coronavirus disease
disinformation from the Chinese
2019
government.
pandemic remains a mystery. Current evidence.
You know, I thought it was a computer voice at first, but it's not. You can tell. It's actually just someone's bad accent. Okay. Let's just take a look.
Suggests a likely spillover into humans from an animal reservoir. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's USDA Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service (ADVChina) recently completed.
No.
So I just want people to understand the gravity of this. This guy, he probably never thought that somebody was going to figure out that he got paid to post Chinese propaganda. But this dude doesn't live in China.
No.
This could potentially be illegal. I don't want to be a narc, but like. This is not okay. You cannot post this kind of stuff on behalf of a foreign government.
No,
get paid.
for it. But okay, the thing is, guys,
other animal species or infected by contaminated water. We need to wait for.
Play too much of this, or they're gonna.
Yeah, they're gonna think we got paid.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's the thing. So it goes on about the whole point of this is to try and again.
It's wrong. I just want to say it's wrong.
Yeah, it's totally wrong. The whole point of this is the Chinese government is trying, and only the Chinese government would do this. There's no one else stands to benefit from this disinformation.
Well, it was sent from China.
Yeah, and it was sent from China, yeah. The whole point is what they want people to think, hey, maybe it didn't come from Wuhan.
Yep.
Maybe it actually came from white-tailed deer in America.
Yep.
You know? Maybe Americans were first infected a long time ago and then passed it to the deer.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to say.
Wow, yeah, that's probably what it is. No, it's not China's fault. That's the whole point of this crap, okay? It's clear as day. Okay? So anyway, we looked at this guy's channel.
Now, this is very significant. Okay, this is real data here. This is real,
is it?
Evidence collection. This is real scientific work.
Got paid for.
So looking through, as you can see in the background, looking through some of this guy's videos, and I was like, what is this guy cosplaying as here? What is he dressing up as? This is ridiculous. And then it clicked, and like, yes, I've seen him before. Definitely seen him before. And I'm like, let's go find him in his original form. Here he comes. You always make your slides too long. Come on, original form.
Enjoy him.
This is not his final form.
Up and around, sir.
General.
So the government has already given its blessing for this situation.
I appreciate your point of view, General, but this is not your decision.
As the social situation continues to disintegrate, it was Lenin who theorized during the Second International that the advanced industrialized countries, or what now would be considered the First World, in times of crisis tend towards fascism.
Okay, yeah,
that
confession.
Was good.
Confession, we threw that together, but I mean, this guy...
No, we would never.
No, I mean, this guy looks ridiculous, okay? And we've seen this before. There used to be a bloke called Bay Area
Put him in the
something.
background while we talk about him.
Yeah.
Not some email.
Used to be a guy, called Bay Area, who 400 something, who did similar but dressed up like Sub-Zero, also wearing these like weird costumes.
Oh,
and trying to be all, trying to be all. Like,
that was that guy that
communist.
auditioned for CGTN or whatever.
Yeah, and suddenly he disappeared for some reason.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Interesting that. Anyway, fact of the matter is, these funny, weird.
Don't act like you had anything to do with that.
No, I certainly didn't.
You absolutely didn't.
No, of course not.
But he did disappear off the internet.
It's just really interesting, and I wonder why. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, these guys that are in love with communism and socialism and all that sort of thing, who dress up like, I mean, come on, can we just say that this is very inappropriate? Okay,
inappropriate.
He's trying to dress up like a communist punk, which, by the way, they wouldn't accept punks there in.
Dude, they would have kicked his ass in the Soviet Union if he dressed like that.
Absolutely, you're
like
dishonoring the Soviet badge by wearing it.
At least they dressed well.
He does look like a reject from Command and Conquer Red Alert, which is why we put this together. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, he got paid. So we've seen that this influence campaign of paying influencers around the world is actually happening. It's not.
Well, the thing is, I wanted to mention that there was a bunch of people on the email chain.
Yeah.
And if we really wanted to, we could probably go through all of them and figure it out. But a lot of people were emailed and said, "Hey, listen, if you guys post this, you'll get paid $2,000 or whatever they offered them."
Yeah.
They offered us They offered us $500.
Yes.
And then we didn't reject it. We just said like,
you know what they did? They offered us $500 to integrate it into video. In other words, we didn't have to show the video itself. We could just like Barrett, we can say like, white-tailed deer might be the next thing. Then they paid us they offered us $2,000 to
post it.
Just to put the video in its entirety, which is what this guy did. He put the video in its entirety.
He is a smaller audience, so he probably wouldn't have gotten paid $2,000. But the funny thing is, the agent said that's totally negotiable because we know the nature of a sensitive topic. So we could have probably charged 10 potentially. 10
who
grand.
Who knows?
I
guess it's kind of a lucrative game if you sell your soul.
The thing that sucks is that we. Because we don't do things like this. We don't work on behalf of
Zangief from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because we don't accept money for this kind of stuff. We would never post propaganda on behalf of any government, even the government we support. But a lot of people would. And that's the problem. Is that I think the ironic thing is these people that hate capitalism so much, like him, right? This guy.
Yeah.
What's his name? Oh, right. We
won't
promote the channel. So
no, we're not about. By the way, we're not brigading anyone.
No.
If you do find out who this, general guy is, don't go after him. He's obviously he's not a very moral guy to take money from the Chinese government. But that's between him and his conscience, his comrade general or whatever.
To be fair, I mean, is it though? Because he literally spread disinformation against my country.
That's
anyway,
true.
No, don't
From
go
Canada.
after him for
sure. One thing we never ever support on this channel is brigading of any kind.
This is about awareness.
We want people to know what's going on.
Yeah.
We don't want people to go and attack anyone because look, we get attacked all the time. We know how crappy it is. We don't want that we don't wish that on anyone else.
No.
We just want people to be aware so that if you see a clown in communist uniform trying to spread this misinformation, you'll know that it's been paid for by the Chinese government.
And I just want to throw out there's a lot of people that probably did this as well. It's just one that we managed to find with help.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of stuff, like if you guys ever come across something that looks fishy, find a way to get a hold of us. We'll put it on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
General Soy over here, though, he's... anyway, so this guy with the Halloween costume on, he... I mean, it'll be interesting to see if he says anything about this, because I don't know what the law is in Canada, but I'm pretty sure, I'll go out on a limb and say you probably can't take money from a foreign government to promote disinformation from the propaganda department.
I don't know, Canada, they're too nice.
Yeah. They're probably like, good job, commissaire.
Yeah, they're like, well done for helping the poor communists who need more representation.
You put the red in the maple leaf,
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, now we're going to get on to something a little bit more serious, really.
Wars, fascism.
Yeah, much more serious.
And that is...
another smoking gun.
It's Golf Shill.
Golf Shill. That's the name, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to say it's Cyrus Jansen.
Yeah.
Do we have a picture of him we can show?
Yeah, you put in the screenshots.
Yeah, just go on one of him first.
I'll just
because this will make no sense otherwise. You guys might know who this guy is. Cyrus Jansen. He works with a PGA. The golf, the golf thing. So we call him
the
Golf
Chinese
Shill
one.
now.
Yeah.
Golf Shill, what he does is he is remember we talked about all the different kinds of propagandists, right?
Yes.
So you have people that go, like the real kingpins that go after people, they're vicious.
Yeah.
Then you have the people that just post really nice tech projects that the Chinese government does.
Yes.
You'll get a guy that'll go get access to an oil rig, right? He'll get access to an oil rig. So he'll go, some British dude will stand on an oil rig and be like, here I am on this amazing oil rig.
Yeah, China's infrastructure is
so great. Then you'll get people that'll, their job is to go degrade the West. They'll go be like, screw America, there's homeless everywhere, they're like always bombing the Middle East, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
China doesn't do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Then you get Golf Shill. Golf Shill's kind of interesting. What his job is, from what we can gather, is to be this bridge. They love this bridge shit. Remember when you lived in China? It's always about the bridging the international community. But actually what that means is building a bridge that China can use.
I mean, they call
for its own
overseas Chinese
benefit.
people Huaqiao.
Huaqiao, yeah, exactly. It's always bridges. So this guy, basically what he does is he masquerades as like he's pro-America and pro-China. And the
He wants them
world
to work together.
benefits when the America and China work together, which sounds wholesome.
It sounds great.
Till you see him all over state media, and the majority of his content is actually denigrating the West and promoting China and saying, basically insinuating that China should be the one that leads everything.
His message is the world, and I mean, the USA and China have to work together. And by working together, I mean that the USA has to compromise absolutely everything and bow down to everything that China wants and does because China's better.
So Golf Shill, to me, is like one of the more dangerous ones because he's well-spoken.
Yeah, he's got a silver tongue.
He's got a silver tongue. He can flip-flop on a dime and he can make it sound palatable, right?
Yes.
So Golf Shill is kind of it's kind of worrying because he's one of the ones that this is giving a little too much credit to the Chinese government. It actually gives them kind of some feedback they can use. But one of the ones that I'll have people that will reach out to me and they'll say, listen, did you hear this video from this guy? Like, it's the opposite of what you said.
Yeah.
Not that they were convinced, but they're at least entertaining the idea.
Sure.
And it's not because he said anything that had any citations or merit behind it.
Yeah.
It's because he said it calmly. He didn't look like that commie dude with his jacket. He's well dressed.
Yeah, exactly.
He seems like a decent guy. I mean, I'll be honest with you. He seems like a decent guy.
Absolutely.
So Golf Shill's a little bit coercive and scary in that way. But what happened to you with Golf Shill?
Oh, I got to tell you first of all, the Golf Shill is I also out of all these guys, these compromised influencers who work for the CCP, they have this tactic where they try to force you into a debate.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? They'll be like, debate me, you coward.
It's like a middle school fight in recess.
Why would I even want to talk to these people?
I don't know.
So what they normally do is they'll make videos attacking, say, you or me.
Yeah.
Make a harsh video attacking me and my family and stuff. And then they'll be like, why don't you debate me, you coward? I'm like, why the hell would I debate someone who's a disgusting person who attacks me,
Yeah.
Anyway, the fact of the matter is, he didn't ever do that. And
No.
I thought he was fairly reasonable. And we had a little bit of a dialogue on Twitter at some point until... Remember that ridiculous sycophant tried to pin those murders of those Asian sex workers or the massage parlor women on us?
There's white women there too, right?
Yeah, and the white women as well. Tried to say it was our fault. And then Cyrus Jansen jumped in on that
We were
train
shocked.
and was calling me a racist and weird
Well,
stuff.
we
I'm
saw
like,
him do
okay.
that. We knew immediately that he was working with the Chinese state.
Absolutely, yeah. So, like,
there was
any-
another really weird thing that he did that made it kind of solidified. What was that?
I don't know, which one?
When he traveled to Canada for...
Oh, the Meng Wanzhou thing, yeah. Anyway,
From
the
day
fact of the
one.
matter is, guys, we have to debunk a little thing because in my video and your video, we released these emails, which, by the way, we were given
have to
permission.
explain these.
We were given permission
Yeah.
to release these. We blanked out all the names, we blanked out all the email addresses and the amounts discussed of money and stuff. But basically, Cyrus Jansen was approached by CGTN, not
Chinese state media.
not American branch of CGTN, the Chinese branch of CGTN. Okay, that's very important
Very
for you to
important.
understand. Okay,
Yeah.
so from China, he was approached, and they asked if they could use some of his videos. In fact, videos, what were they called? They were titled "Americans Don't Understand the Truth About China."
Yeah.
Those are the videos. Okay. So they said, we would like to use those. And then he kind of did a bit of back and forth. And then they said, like, we really want to use them. We're willing to pay you X amount of US dollars to use those videos on CGTN. And we want to put them on our channel.
Yeah.
We'll put them on all our social media, including our Facebook. And so after he was offered money, he immediately was like, sure, oh, sorry for getting back to you so late. Yeah, I would, I will accept that offer of yours, but I'd like you to pay me in RMB, Chinese money instead. Okay.
Foreign currency.
Yeah, which is a big red flag. Now, there's no reason you would want to do that unless, of course, he wants to stash the money away, hidden away from the IRS, hidden away from any kind of paper trail that could trace him back to working with the Chinese government. Because, again, CGTN is the Chinese government. There's no differentiating. It's state media. And it's not something...
This is not their Washington, D.C. office, like you said.
Yeah,
this is at
Chinese,
China, at CGTN.com.
Yeah, exactly.
Propaganda department.
This is what they do. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, they said, sorry, we would prefer to pay you in US dollars, because obviously they've got their budget. They can only use like US dollars or something for this.
Something
I don't know
like
what the
that,
deal is. And so they're like, can we pay you from PayPal? So his reply was, let's get it up here. Yeah, if this thing can work. All right.
Wish those slides were longer, don't you?
No, I wish they were shorter. Anyway, he's like, sounds good. You can send via my PayPal then to my email. And then he gives his PGA.com email address. So there he was.
Does the PGA know that they have a Chinese government shill? I don't know. That's for them to figure out.
That's not our business. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, he also said, can you select friends and family when sending it so it doesn't charge me a massive service fee? That, by the way, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, is fraud. Because I'm pretty sure that the CGTN China state media is not your family.
No.
Maybe they're his friends, though.
The world, we need to bridge the gap between America and China.
That's kind of what's going on here, right?
Yeah.
They're bridging the gap through payment. Anyway,
I have a tape called Bridge the Gap, actually.
yeah, that's true.
We'll
Listen to some of that later. Here's the thing, though. He obviously accepted the money. All right, there it is. It's in black and white. He said, here, pay to my PayPal address.
Oh, a couple of people are confused. They think Golf Shill is hiding tax from Revenue Canada. Actually, he's American.
He's American.
Yeah.
Okay. He's American. He has permanent residence in Canada as well. Okay, so all good and well. So Cyrus himself, by the way, proof that he got the videos that he was paid for.
Yeah, go back to that email so you can read the name of that.
I did.
Oh,
it was like,
okay.
Americans don't understand the truth about China or whatever.
Yeah.
Here's part 1 and part 2.
See how it's on CGTN on the top? CGTN stringer. See that?
And underneath it says CGTN is funded in whole or part by the Chinese government. Okay, we all know that. So here are his videos that he was paid for appearing on CGTN.
Correct.
Cyrus himself made a smug retort video to say, oh, yes, first of all, he confirmed the emails are real.
Yep.
Okay, which is a big thing.
Yep.
Obviously, we could have released the full email chain. They are real. Okay, they're definitely.
absolutely.
We could have released, but we put
we explained, right? Somebody accidentally got CC'd.
Yeah, got CC'd this whole conversation.
I say accidentally. I don't know how it happened actually.
I know how it happens because of Chapador.
They're super sloppy.
That's the thing. Remember, if you're dealing with the Chinese government, they could potentially screw you up by releasing all this stuff,
Correct.
right? Like Comrade General guy.
Yeah.
He probably didn't realize that. Oh wait, I'm going to put this out there, but then someone like us gets the same video and off to get paid.
Yeah, because usually like a government like that would only pick some people they vetted.
Yeah.
Like some Marxists, they can trust them, right?
Yeah, sure.
But they accidentally sent it to us, and this is how this happens. The Chinese government, this accidentally got sent to us too, Cyrus.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
Unfortunately.
So here's the thing.
You have to explain to them. He did put a rebuttal out, right?
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Please be clear about this.
So he put out a rebuttal.
This is very important. This is the smoking gun.
Yeah, I need to bring up my screenshot here so that I can read it clearly because the text is tiny. Where did I put those damn screenshots? Give me a second. It's not that. Come on, get out of here.
What the heck?
I know. Right? Sometimes I'm just
You won't believe what
messing.
I'm seeing on his screen.
Don't worry, it's nothing too bad. Not further, that one. 1 second. Stop. It's coming. Okay. So the first thing he put out is he put out the original email. Actually, did you get these the wrong way around? I think. Yeah. He put out. This is the original email which I shared on my channel. You shared on your channel, and he said yes, these are real. So he has confirmed them to be real.
So this is on his video. His rebuttal video.
He did not blank out the names of who contacted him, and he did not blank out any of that information.
This is from his video.
This is from his video, and it is Lisa Liu, the operations manager for CGTN, China Global Television Network number A1, Guanghua Road, Chaoyang District, Beijing, People's Republic of China. All right.
We did due diligence.
Yeah.
We covered that stuff up. In his video, he was like, fine, I'll prove myself.
Yeah, exactly. So he proved that these are right. All right. And it's the same emails. Okay. We had all that information. We didn't release it. Now he says, and this is his rebuttal, oh, but I decided that I wasn't going to accept payment. So you don't have anything on me.
So wait a minute.
Yeah?
Let me not play devil's advocate here.
Right.
Let me play devil's hater.
Okay.
So Cyrus got an email from CGTN, the propaganda department of the government.
Yes.
Saying, we're going to pay you XX amount.
Yeah, for your video.
For your video, we're going to release it, which they did.
Yeah, we're going to pay you XX in US dollars.
He says okay.
Well, first he says pay me in RMB.
Yeah, but he says okay.
Here's my
PayPal address. Then the video gets released on CGTN.
The ones that they discussed.
The deal is done.
Yeah.
And then his rebuttal is that in the end, later on, he decided not to take the payment.
Here's the important part that we all have to pay attention to, okay? This is his rebuttal, and he put this out. This is an email he sent out. He said, I got to find it. Give me a second. He said, I've decided not to proceed with the payment for these 2 videos. I think it's more important
This is his rebuttal.
Yeah. This is him saying, I decided not to take the money.
I didn't take the money. Okay.
I think it's more important for me to maintain a level of independence. If I accept this money, then people will attack me and say that I am paid by the CCP. To be honest, it's not worth the trouble. I'm happy to share those 2 videos as I want people to know the truth. Okay, sounds fair. First of all, for him to even say that stuff means he knows what he's doing is wrong.
Yeah,
okay?
For sure.
Why would you, actually, maybe I shouldn't receive this payment that I've told you that I'll accept. But here's the real kicker. Look at the dates of these emails.
Yeah.
This email where he's saying, I don't need money for these 2 videos. Okay, that's important. For these 2 videos. April 19. When did he accept payment?
March.
Yeah, where he said accept payment.
March 15th.
More than a month later. And you know what? In between that time, he had given them 2 more videos, okay, which have appeared on their channel. So here, American blogger, what can we do to eliminate racism? And US vlogger, how Western media foment anti-Asian hate crimes.
So basically what happened
He's saying for these 2.
Yeah,
because these were released. Right. These 2 were released before this email of April 19th. You can see down there. What is it? April 3rd?
Yeah, it is.
So
it is.
That was released on April 3rd. And then previously April 6th, right?
Right.
So
he has previous 2 videos that he got paid for.
Yes.
According to the previous email.
So from now, he has 4 official videos in that time frame on CGTN.
Correct.
4. And he said that I would not like to proceed with the payment for these 2 videos.
If you were trying to cover your tracks, right? Like with his video he did to rebuke us, right?
Yes.
Wouldn't you show your email talking about the videos that we accused him of getting paid for? Wouldn't you show that rejection email saying like, the rejection email from the March videos, I reject payment from this. Why would you show emails from a month later
from
with
the April
different videos?
Yeah. So if you look at the timeline, he did release 4 official videos, 2 of which guaranteed he got paid for because he gave them his PayPal address. They negotiated the price. He tried to get RMB, and then he moved it back to US dollars through PayPal. And then a month later, after now giving them 2 further videos, he now says, for these 2 videos, I don't want payment.
Correct.
In other words, he has been paid, but just not for these 2.
Correct.
Otherwise, he would say for these 4.
It makes absolutely no sense. So it's basically an admission that the first batch of emails was paid for,
the videos,
and the second batch of videos weren't. He decided to decline
it's like,
payment.
This time
I don't even know if I believe that email, but let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Sure.
Let's say it is real because whatever. That's not what you would do if you're trying to prove yourself innocent. You would show the email that says I reject payment for all the videos.
So he's kind of scored an own goal here, or maybe an own
you shouldn't have made that
one
video.
Or whatever.
That was really
it's
stupid.
really stupid because on top of that, not only did he confirm that these emails are 100% legit and real, okay, he has now left this gaping plot hole where he's now refused payment for 2 videos, but he already gave them 4, 2 of which we can guarantee he was paid for.
Well, yeah, okay? He sent them a short of getting a PayPal confirmation, he sent them his PayPal address and requested RMB.
I'm pretty sure that you can request PayPal to give you a full list of transactions if anyone ever needed to do that confirm this.
Sure.
Okay, on top of that, okay, what he's done here is Hopefully, when the pandemic is over, I can return to China, and then there will be an opportunity to work together on filming a project or a series of films. Then we can discuss officially working together in some capacity. And he in his video even said he wants to work for CGTN. He wants to go to China and work there. So he's got a vested interest in working for Chinese state media. Okay? Here's the thing. When somebody says they want to work for Fox News, you can probably guess that they're at the very least conservative, probably a little bit right-wing. Yeah. You can guess that, right?
Yeah, you're leading at least.
Yeah, if someone wants to work for, I don't know, CNN or Huffington Post or something, you could probably guess that they're left-leaning or they're liberal, you know, because that's the kind of organization. But when someone says they want to work for Chinese state media, that means that they are 100% on board with everything China does. Because if you're working for Chinese state media, it's not like Fox News, it's not like CNN, where you get opinion pieces, you get differing opinions, you get different angles and editorials.
Investigative journalism.
Yeah. You get from God to Chairman Xi to CGTN.
Yes.
Okay?
Correct.
And that's all you can do.
So when you're not speaking absolutes when you say, oh, it's 100%. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And I think an important point to make is that when you're talking about huge news networks like CNN and Fox News, the distinction is that you could technically be a liberal and work for Fox News.
Yes.
You could technically have whatever wild opinion you want to have. And a lot of those people that do opinion pieces or editorials or even investigative journalism for those companies, they have their own prerogative and their own agendas too, and whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
The CGTN is only the CCP's propaganda arm.
Yes.
That's literally what it is. It's not you get an opinion piece or you get this. It has to be approved at the state level.
Yes, so
right?
It's a one-sided thing.
So when you say, go to the next slide. When you say you're going to, or you're interested in working with the Chinese government to join CGTN, you're actually saying, I want to be a propaganda agent for the Chinese government. I'm not trying to take the piss.
That's what he wants to do.
So, if you look at, this is Media Bias Fact Check. This is for CGTN. They labeled as a questionable source, which is the worst label you can get.
Yes.
Questionable source means that it's a questionable source exhibits one or more of the following: extreme bias, consistent promotion of propaganda or conspiracies, poor or no source into credible information, a complete lack of transparency, and it or is fake news. It is 177 out of 180 for press freedom for China, of course. It's a TV station, and it has low credibility. Now, this is a bunch of different sources that come together that analyze and make sure that a news source is reliable, right?
Yeah.
CGTN is quite literally just a propaganda news network.
It is.
So when you express interest in that, I'm not saying it's illegal or whatever. You can do whatever you want. My point is that your ambitions have shown very clearly, Cyrus, that you are not the bridge between America and China. And this is a stupid thing, and I kind of feel bad. You shouldn't have made this video, because what you've done is you've broken that bridge. That bridge is gone, that facade of a bridge that you've created. Because what you've said is, I chose this team only, and fuck the other team.
Absolutely.
That's what this means.
Now, there's another thing which he admitted in his video, his rebuttal video, which is also a bit of a blow to these guys, is that he said that every time he's appeared on The Point with Liu Xin, which is a popular kind of stupid TV show they put out with, it's like a talk show type thing where Liu Xin basically goes and, I don't know, talks about like crappy headlines in the West and gets different vloggers and stuff on. Every single time that he's appeared, he was offered $150 each time, which he refused. Okay? We have to take his word for that. That's fine.
Sure.
Whatever. Just because he refused it doesn't mean that all the other shills that have appeared on that show have.
No.
So now we have proof that every single one, and all the big names that you're used to, floppy hat vegetable lords on there. We've got
Living in China.
Yeah, Living in China. We've got Guilo60. We've got, Barrett.
Some of the other ones. Some of the smaller ones.
All of these guys have appeared on that same show. So all of them have been paid to appear on that show. Now that's something that I'm not used to. When we get interviewed by different people and whatever, we never get paid. Have you noticed that?
Never.
I mean,
Never
we've been approached by various different,
never been paid once.
Podcasts and what have you. They're not like, come on our show and we'll pay you $150 bucks.
No.
But all of these
we don't shill for government.
No, we don't. But this government state media, propaganda media, is paying all of these shills money to go on their show. And obviously they're paying, when you see any of these CGTN videos with like vloggers and so on, and they've got like a thing where they show any of the shills, we've got confirmation that he got offered money He says he denied it, but he only denied the latter, not the former videos, which he obviously got paid for. All these guys have been offered money to get their stuff on there. All of these guys have been paid by CGTN.
A bit of a rebuttal that he had, I think the important distinction we need to make is, he said, oh, well, they paid me to use my media, right? It's not like they paid me to talk about topics. Well, that would make you think that these shills are coming up with these ideas for themselves, which we've proven wrong with the Barrett videos.
Sure.
When the agent reached out and said, we need you to talk about specific topics. So this is different than this whole we'll pay you to use your video thing.
Yes.
This is we'll pay you to talk about an actual topic that the Chinese government wants promoted.
Yeah.
The paid example that they sent us was Barrett talking about that there's no forced labor in Xinjiang.
Sure.
And then the white-tailed deer thing came out. They offered to pay money about a certain topic, and Barrett did the white-tailed deer thing. And guess what? Barrett's they comment on each other's stuff. They work together on CGTN stuff.
I mean,
they're on the same
time
programs.
that Barrett put out that Xinjiang cotton thing, so did Cyrus Jansen.
Yep.
So it's not a big stretch of the imagination to think that he's being fed
We've made the
ideas.
connection.
Yeah.
We've made the connection.
It's not something we can prove, but
No.
what we can prove is that he was paid, offered money,
Same with Barrett.
and that he wants to work for the Chinese state media. And so he's not a reliable source. He's completely biased. This whole facade about making a bridge between the USA and China is
broken.
a bunch
It's
of
done.
bullshit.
That bridge has been
What he
bombed.
wants to do is he wants China to be the railroad the West, basically. And
Actually, he wants to get benefits from that.
he wants benefits from China. He wants to go to China. He wants to get paid in RMB, and he wants to work for Chinese state media. It's out there. So now, whenever you see a video coming out from this guy, you know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's very straightforward, and we know that money
from the
has
CCTV.
changed hands.
Yeah.
Money has been discussed. We know that this is compromised. Okay, this guy's being compromised. You cannot trust what he has to say. Any of these guys.
Golf
Yeah.
shill.
Yeah.
Case closed.
Yeah, case closed. Anyway, I hope he stays awesome. He's got to upgrade from a CD player, though, dude. Seriously, come on. CD player's too new. You got to go a little bit back. Yeah.
Oh, I'm missing the joke.
You did that CD player thing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's that. Case closed. We've got proof. It's there. And that was something that we had to basically get out there because there's so much misinformation. And these guys are really good at twisting facts and gaslighting and straw man arguments and whatever else, because that's what they do for a profession. And that's what a lot of these communist tankies do. They're very good at this, using all this ridiculous nonsense rhetoric.
Absolutely.
They all consider themselves highly intellectual. Have you noticed that? They really do. Like, they really think that they're super smart, and they use stupid vocabulary words, etc., that make them think that they're smart too, and they have talking points and historical references, and they quote people and, whatever else. And it's like, dude, if you just want to go to the bathroom, you don't need to write a freaking essay about it. Just go to the bathroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just a silly thing. And we don't want these guys out there putting out Chinese state propaganda, and also all these girls and these other various things that we showed. We don't want them out there putting out and not being called out for it. You need to know.
Especially if you're from a country that's not China, though.
Yeah.
Don't be operating on China's behalf.
Here's the thing. It's not independent.
No.
Okay, what we do is independent. We don't get paid for what we do. We do what we do because of you, our audience, okay? And
because it's the right thing.
If, let's just say, the frickin' American government for some reason approached me or you and said, hey, you know what? We'll pay you to make a video on our behalf, or we'll pay you to use your videos in a press junket or something like that. We'd be like,
nope.
No.
Absolutely not.
First of all, we'd tell all of you that this was happening.
Yep.
And second of all, if I thought it was beneficial, I would say, sure, go ahead, use it. And I would tell you all. I'd be like, hey,
this is going to appear on this,
watch the CIA channel, which doesn't exist. But, in China, it does exist. It's called CGTN.
Yeah, true. Chinese version. MSO.
Watch the state ministry, channel.
Yeah.
Okay, Big Brother's watching you and all that crap. But, that's the thing. You have to look out for all this nonsense because you might think it's
the thing is,
independent.
the U.S. doesn't have to do that. Like, that's how insecure the Chinese government is, that they have to go find people like this and pay them to say what they want to say.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it.
Golf shill. We'll catch you in your next rebuttal. I can't wait to see what he has to say.
Griffin Year Out says, I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Did you guys? Oh, I already read that. Sorry.
Yeah.
JETS says, I already read that. Sorry. Deg Dag Anderson, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Lightseeker says, ADV does not endorse brigading. Reminder, if you tweet Pinocchio gifs at Dr. Balsek,
dude,
he may or may not block
that's
you.
something that we have to talk about. You know, I made some tweets about what's his name again? Dr.
That's right.
Yeah, Dr. Balsek. So I made some tweets, and it's just straightforward. I shared our videos, and I said, you know, like, hey, Dr. Balsek, Dr. Dazak, you know, is responsible for, you know, spreading disinformation and helping the CCP lie about the origins of the pandemic, because he is. He was part of that WHO investigation team.
Yeah.
It's like nothing to see here with my friends that I drink baijiu with and go to karaoke with.
That
They're all
worked on
cool.
viruses in the lab.
They're cool people, you know. So I had 3 tweets, which were like, hey, you know, somebody else like shared an article which showed that, you know, Dr. Balsek was actually had done some or other thing with the spike proteins and with gain of function. I shared that, and I'm like, yes, we all know that, you know, Peter Daszak, you know, is involved in this and that and the next thing. You know, I always say that. And there was a third one which I put out. He went and reported those as brigading or something or other against Twitter rules, and Twitter basically, they took them down. They were like, you must delete these tweets, otherwise we suspend your account. Shows you he's really sweating. He's really trying to hide his misdeeds, where he has to go after a YouTuber to try and silence them, just like the CCP silences people. So, you know, message to Mr. Balsack, because I'm pretty sure you watch our show by now, and if you don't, you probably should. I took the tweets down because, fair enough, if you think it's against your... I don't even know what it would be against, really. But if you really think that I was brigading you by saying that you're involved in this whole thing, well, I'm sorry, but the facts are the facts. Because you don't get to do what you did and get away with it. Of course, this is not all on your shoulders. It's not your fault. I mean, after all, you do have what seems to be a good plan with this whole Eco-Health Alliance. It looked like you had the right idea. But unfortunately, you let it get out of control, and you did not allow the Chinese government to take responsibility for the initial outbreak, and you helped them cover it up. And because you did that, and because you wrote that stupid paper for that stupid like scientific magazine and all that other crap that you did, and convinced all the other scientists to do it just because you wanted to cover your own tracks, you have led to some pretty nasty stuff, and you should be held accountable. All right? So that's why we're never going to stop with the memes here, and that's why we're going to continually remind everyone that it is Dr. Balsack who helped the CCP cover up the initial outbreak of the virus and helped it spread, and then helped put out fires and do this farcical investigation thing and put everyone off track, where if you'd been up front from the beginning, we would have been able to develop a vaccine faster, we would have been able to prevent the spread of this quicker. So, that's all I have to say about Balsack. So,
what an impassioned speech. That was good.
It's just straightforward.
That was good. That's good. Falanone says, good midnight from Estonia. We recently banned Huawei from our 5G networks. Congratulations.
Yes.
You know, I'm a massive fan of Huawei.
That's right.
That was Barrett, little Barrett for you.
King Ramses II.
Zazello says, WHO called the new super COVID variant Omicron. I think it missed its opportunity to redeem itself. It should have been she. 9 more, Dezek.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we just, we talked about that, didn't we?
Dan Cacciatore, wow, thank you very much, my man. Happy belated Thanksgiving. Been hunting archery and gun deer. Careful of those white-tailed deer, from what I heard from the Chinese propaganda.
Oh, yes.
That they tried to pay us to spread. Hopefully I can send venison sausage. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Keep up the pressure on the CCP. Your 2 voices, in addition to the WTA, that's the Women's Tennis Association, which is
amazing.
Awesome.
Amazing. I've gained so much respect for that association.
I'm going to be a tennis fan.
There's another guy, there's this author who wrote a book about, what's it called, Feeding the Dragon?
Yeah.
And how he helped Hollywood basically capitulate to the CCP, and obviously he regrets it, so he wrote a book.
Yeah, I just spoke to him the other day.
Yeah, what is his name again?
His name is, just a sec,
while you look for it.
I don't want to mix him up with someone.
He seems like a very decent guy, and he actually put out a tweet about the
Chris Fenton.
That's
I
right.
just spoke to him the other day.
It's Chris Fenton.
Yeah,
so
awesome, dude.
He's an author. He wrote a book called Feeding the Dragon. Anyway, And he made a very good point. Now, the Women's Tennis Association, it proves that you can do the right thing and be moral and still make a profit.
I loved his take on that.
Yeah.
This Chris Fenton guy, he was like, you can participate in capitalism and not be a bad guy, basically.
Yeah.
You can do the right thing.
You can, just like what the Women's Tennis Association is doing. Because you look at all the other corporations, they're only willing to do the right thing if it's about profit. So, whenever there's a BLM riot or something, they will embrace it, put it in their advertising and do all that. But when you have like these horrendous things happening in China, these human rights atrocities, like, even just the question of forced labor and genocide and concentration camps and what they did in Hong Kong and all of that, they are completely silent.
That, like, the Hollywood guys, what they'll do is they'll take out all the gay scenes in a movie, and then they'll be like, I saw a funny parody of this, actually. They'll take out all the gay scenes for the movie and then give it to China because China hates gay people, right?
Yeah, they'll put the non-gay version.
The non-gay version, send that to them, and then they'll leave the gay parts that they cut out and then use it for promotion because it'll get them brownie points in the US.
Yeah,
that's
right.
It's pretty messed up.
No, I mean, so basically what's happening is, people are capitulating and being immoral in order to turn a profit. But what we need to see is what the Women's Tennis Association has done is that you can stand up to the bully, you can keep your morals intact, and you will still have the support of your fan base and the support of the rest of the world behind you, and you can still make a profit and still be a decent organization.
Correct.
So just wanted to say that's great.
Said hopefully, Dan Ketchstory says, hopefully it will lead to a boycott of the Beijing Winter Olympics.
Yeah,
we agree.
We hope so.
One Love says, this is the best part of my week. Thank you, gents, for what you do. Cheers.
Thank you
Peter
for joining
Dezek. Wow. What a surprise.
Nice.
Peter Dezek in Minecraft says, hey, ADV China. Peter here in Minecraft. Heard Winston is a big fan of me, so I thought I'd just pop in. Money is hard. CCP payments delayed, so I only have a $5. Enjoy.
Okay.
Kerp says, greetings from Latvia. Down with communism. Also, Rhodesians never die.
Nice.
Seth, I don't know if you're a Rhodesian if you're from Latvia.
I'm not Rhodesian either.
No, neither am I.
I know some Rhodesians, though.
I knew one. I worked with one guy. Seth Wilson, can Hong Kongers born before 1997 carry both an HKSAR and BNO passport, or do they have to choose one or the other?
I'm not sure. I think they've reached a point where they want them to choose one or the other.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
Yeah.
Good morning from Japan. Still fishing with EGA Fish. Japan, thanks for calling out the CCP shill. Stay awesome.
It's a pleasure, mate.
DTQC says, what do you call a simp meeting? It's a symposium.
Nice.
Timothy Sinclair says, go Raiders.
Raiders Nation.
I'm going to have to actually just delete that.
No, Raiders. Go Raiders.
I will say congratulations on the game yesterday. I watched it. Not very happy with that because it means my team has to win next week. Logo app. Why is the CCP so hell-bent on creating the most horrible lyrics possible? They don't even go with the music. You're absolutely correct, because they use a thesaurus or Baidu Translate.
They basically take a catchy song that they know is a well-known pop song, and then they're like, what's going to fit with this?
What words against America can we put in
Pig
there?
of Bay, apparently, or whatever it is, Bay of Pig.
Yeah, Pig Bay.
Yeah, it's Pig Bay.
It gets so irritated.
Yeah, it gets so irritated because
Every
of Pig
mention
Bay.
of Pig Bay.
Maybe that needs to be a little soundbite, actually.
Pig Bay, yeah, for
Pig
sure.
Bay.
Foamy117, been binging for the past 2 weeks. It
Cool.
started when I searched for Wolf Warrior. All you guys show is super important to the world, for the world to hear. That's awesome,
Thank you.
actually.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Doc Slothington, I regret to inform you that the former Doc Slothington has officially died of cringe sometime during the Cuba song. I'll spread his ashes around Pig Bay.
Okay, there we go. Pig Bay.
Ave F says, Hassan Piker, an ADV fan, says Falun Gong, etc. are CIA. What?
No.
I don't think so.
No. For those of you who don't know, Falun Gong is like a
breathing meditation thing.
It's like a cult slash
Kinda
religion
culty.
slash. It's kind of like Scientology. I don't
It's
really
like
know.
Scientology with Chinese characters.
There we go. Scientology with
I
Chinese
think
characters.
one thing I'll give to Falun Gong, though, I think the less money changes hands. You know, like Scientology bleeds you dry. I'm pretty sure Falun Gong doesn't like bleed you dry.
They do have a big budget.
Yeah. But I'm saying I don't think they go around and milk you. I don't think.
From what we understand, it's a breathing exercise, Tai Chi type thing, but it's also got some kind of weird cult
Religious
aspect to it,
type
or
thing,
religious slash cult. It's banned in mainland China, and so of course you've got.
They don't deserve anything the CCP did to them.
No, of course not. You've got a lot of dissidents here, in the States and around the world, who speak out against the CCP, which is a part of what they do that I can appreciate. I do not, however, ascribe to what their religion or whatever it is, and we don't associate with them. They're not really who we are.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Foamy117, happy Thanksgiving to my favorite furry and brony.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Who's he talking about? Yeah. It's like,
I Haven't See says the song is so cringe I cannot bear 1 second, but you guys are analyzing it. I'm gonna puke. Oh my god. Hope this bullshit got spread and they're publicly shamed.
I hope so too.
Charles Womack, just imagine all that great music that Chinese people could make if it were not for the CCP. That makes me irritate.
Makes me irritate too.
I know. Ross Wolf says watching the CCP's projection is so crazy. If they really don't think what they do is wrong, why do they bother to deny it or claim it's bad?
Exactly. Well, why exactly? Well, we'll never know. Just because they're immature and they suck and they're insecure. Let's move on to our next thing.
Sure.
We're going to do Wu Mao Corner. Now, this is an interesting one. This is where you yourself can kind of be a little bit of a Wu Mao. But again, remember, we don't
play within law.
Within the law. We don't brigade.
No.
But what we want, perhaps, if any of you out there are wondering what you can do, with the Beijing Winter Olympics 2022 coming up, we've got a list of the sponsors. Now, not saying to brigade them, but perhaps you could write a very very polite, nicely worded email,
and
or give them a nice polite call, polite, and ask them why it is they're willing to support the Communist Party of China, given the current state of what's happening in Xinjiang with the Uyghurs, given the broken promises and the loss of freedom in Hong Kong, given the heavy threats against the people of Taiwan, given the problems that are happening in Tibet, okay, and Inner Mongolia.
Given the lack of women's rights and recourse and the crushing of the Me Too movements.
And the disappearance of Peng Shuai.
Yes.
And the attacks on the borders of India. I think, you know,
You can go read the Amnesty report if you want to read about what China does wrong. But yeah, what you do is in my last video, I actually called you guys to I finally made a public statement to say boycott the Beijing Olympics. And what I said was, you need to call up the sponsors that support it, because without sponsors, what is the Olympics going to get its money from, right? That's where it gets its money from. So you need to waste, what happens is you need to waste their time and money, because they have to pay someone to listen to you and respond to you and give you reasons as to why they support genocide.
Yeah.
Right? So if you waste their money and try to let them know, they'll hear about it. Somebody in their leadership team will hear about it and they'll say, what have we done? Maybe someone will have a change of heart.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's take a look. Who are you most disappointed out of these sponsors that they're actually sponsoring the games?
I'm not surprised. Oh, the least I'm surprised at is Alibaba and Mengniu, which are just
sure,
Chinese companies. But
who are you most disappointed?
Maybe Intel and Toyota.
Those two, I'd say. I mean, Visa is a credit. They've got no morals. They'll take a baby's doll out of their hand and throw a family out on the street because they didn't make a credit card payment. I mean, never mind them. No. But you know, what is P&G? Isn't that some kind of
Procter and Gamble?
Okay,
it's like a product, cleaning products, all that kind of stuff. Toothpaste.
Toothpaste and stuff.
That's like everything, huge conglomerate.
Right. I mean, yeah, Toyota and Intel. What are you doing? What is Dow? Is it like
where
DOW? I don't even know what that is. Dow Jones. It's not Dow Jones. It's like, what is that?
Wow, I'm sorry.
There it is.
It's a materials source company.
Chemicals company.
A chemical company, headquartered in the U.S.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah.
What are you doing, Dow, making chemicals and
Bridgestone,
genocide lovers?
What are you doing, Bridgestone? You make tires, okay?
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Yeah,
what exactly. Are they doing? Stop.
Yeah, exactly. Not a big fan.
Omega Watch is definitely never going to buy one of those. Not that I would just go.
Let's be honest. I mean, look, I understand those luxury brands do very well in China because it's all about face and all about image.
Don't do it. Don't be bad. Don't be evil. Right?
Maybe they can make an Omega Watch and when you listen real close, you can hear the Uyghurs scream.
Yeah, let's go through
like a whipping sound.
Airbnb. What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Start staying at hotels, guys.
Yeah.
I don't see any hotel chains there.
Anyway,
I mean, you can boycott these brands. That's great too. But you can also just call them and let them know that you're very disappointed and demand answers because they have to give you answers.
Yeah, at the end of the day, remember, it's a big sporting event. And yes, sports and politics should not be intertwined.
No,
okay,
but they are here.
But unfortunately, in this case, they are. China disappeared a sports athlete, for goodness sake, okay? And the IOC is there helping them whitewash this ridiculous thing that they've done.
Keep in mind, the person that Peng Shuai, the tennis girl, the tennis star, accused, the CCP official, Zhang Gaoli, was hand in hand with the president of the IOC in getting the bid for the Beijing 2022 Olympics.
Yeah.
So think about that for 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just kind of immoral. This is a different circumstance. We're not dealing with like a normal situation here. Okay, the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics should not be happening, considering what's going on right now with China. Maybe in the future it would be okay. You know what I mean?
Yep. So if you want to boycott, if you want to call and send them letters, then make them justify themselves.
But just remember to be polite, guys.
Of course.
We aren't the CCP. We're not the 50-cent army and they're disgusting.
No, I mean the people at the call
people.
centers and the people working there don't deserve any hate.
Yeah.
They don't choose whether their Panasonic goes and supports Genocide Olympics, right?
No.
It's not their fault.
Sure.
But it's the conglomerative effort of these companies.
Yeah.
I just want to throw this on
there. Is this also for there? Okay.
This is some TikTok propaganda. We're really upset at my video, by the way.
Oh, which one? The Peng Shuai one?
The Peng Shuai one. Very upset about my Peng Shuai video. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is about the Cyrus Jansen video.
Oh, the Cyrus Jansen video.
They were really upset. And you can always tell that you're making waves in the Wu Mao community or the Chinese state community because all these bot accounts that are on TikTok that always post living in China, Barrett, Cyrus, they posted my thing and they called me a liar. Which is really unfortunate because that means they have cameras in my house and they can find out that I'm a person that rests in a horizontal position.
Yeah, exactly.
How dare you know that I don't sleep standing up?
Exactly.
How dare you?
He is liar. It's pretty funny. The grammar can be quite hilarious. Is that the only one? Or did you have more? Okay.
No, it's just thought that was interesting.
I thought it was pretty interesting too. Okay, so now it's time for us to move on to Worldview. We will get all the Q&As after Worldview. We're going to hit Worldview, which we talk about, things that are happening in the world. Specifically with regards to China most of the time. And we're going to talk about our friend,
Inti.
we don't know him personally. Inti we do. No,
Yeah.
Inti's our friend.
Inti is our friend.
Ines Kanter,
we don't know.
who is
The NBA
a
guy.
friend to freedom.
Oh, he's a friend to our friend. He's friends with,
Yeah.
what's his name?
Lola Farley.
Lola Farley, who is our friend.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if they're friends, but they met each other.
He's a friend of a friend. He's a friendly guy.
He's a friendly guy. Seems like a good dude.
He's a good guy.
Ines Kanter is the guy that is protesting against the CCP. He makes all those shoes that stands up.
Well, he doesn't make them himself.
You know what I mean?
He wears all those shoes.
He wears the shoes in the NBA games that stand up to the Chinese government. It's unprecedented. It's amazing.
Yes.
It's brave. It's great.
Yes, it is. It's fantastic. The fact is, he has the guts and the balls, the Dazaks, as we say, to stand up for what's right. Okay, where the whole of the NBA and the whole of the sports community, other than the Women's Tennis Association, is fearful of China, frightened to ever say anything that might upset China. Ines Kanter's like, screw you, I'm wearing my shoes.
Yep.
He believes in freedom of speech.
Makes speeches.
And you know what? There's a lot of respect for that man, as far as I'm concerned.
Agreed. Agreed.
I really respect what he's doing a lot, and I think
For
a
sure.
lot of people do. It takes a hell of a lot of courage.
So anyway, when they report on stats in China, they're now just blanking out his name.
Yeah, have you noticed? So you see the stats of different NBA players.
Yeah. These are their Chinese names.
Wait, I'm showing something that we're not. It's not on the screen.
Sorry, I'm looking at my.
Yeah. Do you see there on that side?
Yeah.
You can see the stats of all the different players. You can see all the names in Chinese there, except Ines Kanter's name is blank. They don't even put his name. They censor his name.
Yeah, that's so petty there. Because they don't want, the problem is they don't want anyone in China to look it up. They won't find anything anyway. But if they get on a VPN and start looking it up, they'll find out.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Isn't that ridiculous and petty? It just shows you how stupid they are and how insecure they are. They can never have any opinion. And remember, people that want to go work for state media, this is what they're going to go work for.
Yep.
Working for media and a completely censored, completely opaque, non-transparent, terrible one-sided, biased media, which is beholden to the Communist Party of China. You know what I mean?
That is right.
Anyway, so we thought we'd bring that up. That's kind of world news. Do we have anything else for world news?
Let's find out.
Oh, yeah. It's the mystery part of the show where we don't know if there's something there.
Yes, we do.
Okay, what is this?
This is really towering and horrifying.
Okay.
So this is
yes.
this is something that came out a while ago, 3 months ago. It's 13 tons of hair. So it's 2,000 pounds times 13 of hair products suspected of being produced by forced labor. The shipment originating in Xinjiang, China, was detained in accordance with a withhold release order. So let me tell you why this is messed up before you switch slides.
Sure.
There was these allegations out here that there was hair being lopped off of either forced prisoners or just Uyghurs in general. And they were being sold abroad by saying that Uyghur minorities have the best hair and all this kind of stuff. And then the shills, like the Daniel Dumbrell types, those types, they're going out there. I don't remember if he said anything specifically, but I saw other people talking about it, about how this is bullshit and there's no proof and all this kind of stuff.
Sure.
Pull up the ad.
Yeah.
It's pretty messed up.
So we got an ad coming up here for you. Okay.
This literally says Xinjiang. It's basically Xinjiang teenage girl hair.
Yeah.
Being sold.
That's right.
And there's more. They have like accolades for the products and how
Yeah,
it comes
it even
from
comes with follicles.
certification, follicles.
Shows you the like, oh, it's more
the
healthy,
region.
the region, because of this kind of stuff. You know, again, this is proof that the Uyghur hair is being sold. Okay.
Teenage girl Uyghur hair.
Sure, teenage girl Uyghur hair. And I know in Africa they buy the Uyghur hair. It all comes from China. All the fake hair. Because, I mean, look, I grew up in Africa, and one thing where, you know, unfortunately, it's very difficult for most Africans to grow very long hair. It's just it's just the nature of, you know, of African hair. So hair extensions are
popular,
incredibly popular. You can actually, I know a guy, I grew up with a guy, he had these like really long dreadlocks, and just one day he didn't have them anymore. I'm like, what the hell happened? Because he had them like, and he said, I sold them, and he made like thousands.
Wow.
Yeah, you can go sell your dreadlocks.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah.
I mean, dreadlocks are disgusting.
Hey, people are down and out, right?
No, you know, like you get dreadlocks by not washing your hair.
Correct.
So it's kind of gross.
Right.
Imagine getting someone else's dreadlocks that are there, I don't know, years and years of like, you know, and then putting them in your own hair and like slushing them around your face. I don't know. It's just kind of gross. Anyway.
I'm going to agree. It's quite gross.
It's a good friend of mine. His name was Tembi, and he got a massive amount of money for his dreadlocks.
Cool.
So
That's cool.
The fact of the matter is, hair is actually sold very...
That was of his own volition, by the way.
No, of course. Of course. He wasn't
this.
like held down and weren't cut. He was paid for it. He sold it to an actual street barber. They've got those street barbers where you can actually go and get the stuff done. They're very popular, Chinese hair extensions in Africa. And of course, where do you get hair from? Well, you get it from people, right?
Yeah.
So you got people whose hair is just being lopped off, and now it's obviously in demand, the Uyghur hair, because it's thick. And it's different to, you know, your average Chinese hair, because the ethnic minority is a little different.
So it's literally saying, it's advertising that it's Uyghur teenage girl hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
so now there's some truth to that shipment that got seized.
Absolutely. I mean, we all know that this kind of thing happens.
For sure.
It's just kind of crappy.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of crappy.
Sick stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that was a nice part to kind of end that part of the show.
It's kind of put me in a really dour mood.
Well, let's lighten things up a bit and get into the Q&A, where we answer your questions and you question our answers. So let's do it.
Clive says you need to create an NFT.
Funny bone.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For sale that includes the IOC President Thomas Bach, Zhang Gali, and Peng Shuai. Make the original go viral.
Yeah.
Think about it if somebody wants to commission one.
Yeah.
Mihak Robin, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Green Swede says, thank you for exposing what the Chinese government really is. I hope more people end up paying attention to it. Hope to see you visit Sweden someday, and we will.
We would love to do that.
Aloha Wave says, aloha from Honolulu. Been watching you guys since 2013. Come to Hawaii for an ADV on bikes, Malay Kaliki Maka, and we will. Absolutely.
I really love this whole Hawaii thing.
Really?
Yeah, you know, I have a friend who's like a biker chick who lives in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she used to, not anymore.
Yeah.
She sent me like Hershey's chocolate or whatever from Hawaii, and like every individual wrapper like says aloha on it and stuff like that. I think it's kind of cool. It's got its own spin. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. It's very different than the rest of them.
Which is kind of strange because it's a state. But you don't get like from Kentucky, like you don't open your thing and it says like, yeehaw, you know, something like that, you know? You don't get one from California that says schwa or whatever they say, those surfer dudes, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
They should.
Yeah.
They should petition Hershey's.
It's like from New York, it says, I want a bagel and cream cheese or something. Right. It's not, you know what I'm saying?
Right. It says, I'm walking here.
Yeah, I'm walking here, you know, that kind of thing. Right. So it's kind of funny. But I like the whole Hawaii vibe. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I've never been there, though.
I'm going to block some people.
Oh, you're going to block some people?
It's bullshit. Piece of shit.
About
wankers.
what?
How about you?
Oh, like what?
I don't want to say.
Okay, that's fine.
This wanker pieces of shit.
Yeah, get rid of him. Let's move on.
Probably sent over by Golf Shell.
It's probably Golf Shell's brigade.
Adre, Beijing Bikini FTW, beers on me, respect from Poland. Logo
Thank you.
Logo app. Oh, my cousin. I can see my cousin's back on here. I love when you guys argue like an old couple. I don't think we argued today, did we? I'm devastatingly tired. You have to excuse me.
It's all the tryptophan from the turkey, right?
It is, but it's also my daughter's being real annoying. waking me up all the time. Tornado Brick. Sea Milk is an American. Do you still have to pay American taxes while you're living in China? Of course.
That's one thing that kind of surprised me.
I shouldn't say, of course. A lot of countries you don't have to. But
it surprised me a lot because, South Africa doesn't have that. They've got a residency-based tax. So it's if you're not in the country, you don't have to pay tax, which is awesome. So I didn't have to pay tax. And
it was fairly low because I didn't make very much money. But I still had to pay.
I had to pay the Chinese, you have to pay tax where you work. So I had to pay tax in China to the Chinese government, which was,
Of course, we paid tax to the Chinese government. We can't get away from that.
No. Well, I mean, a lot of people do. There's a lot of cash in hand stuff going on there.
Oh, huge.
You know what really disappointed me is, when I was working for, like, the rapist guy. Now, it's a proper big corporation. They were deducting tax off of my... every proper. Here's your salary. We're taking X amount of tax off. They weren't paying the tax.
They weren't paying the tax. That happened with my job too. It's exactly what happened to my job. I paid tax and they didn't pay the government the tax.
Yeah.
Yep. I
no, they just deduct the tax off, but they don't pay the government. They keep that. They pocket that shit.
Yep.
And that's
because they have connections.
The thing is, they would every payday they would call you into a little room and they'd just give you cash. They would literally.
Yeah.
Back then, we were earning
I remember that.
12,000 RMB, which is, what's that in US dollars?
A couple grand.
Yeah, like $2,000, which is a lot. I mean, for China, it's huge. But back then, you have to understand, it was a very high. It was a very high salary.
I made 5,000 RMB. I made $800 a month.
I had come from my highest kindergarten teaching job. Prior to that, I was earning 7,000.
Right.
So then up to 12, and it was woohoo. So then you'd get you've got a 12,000 RMB salary, but then they'd only give you 9 because they'd take the rest for tax.
I remember that.
Give it to you. You're you think you're being all legit and stuff, and then later on you find out that they're just pocketing that money, and you're like,
that's right,
bastards.
Yeah.
Anyway, just had to get that out my system.
JETS says you can use Tor to acquire any videos deleted by Chinese state media using an app on the deep web called the Wayback Machine. Actually, you could just use the Wayback Machine on the normal web. You don't have to go on the Wayback Machine on the deep web. Mm-hmm. Anthony Saints, hey guys, loved your videos that you dropped recently. Here in some Kanakistan for your beer indulgences.
Thank you.
Keep on killing like you do and boycott the Winter Olympics.
I got a question for you. I've seen something that's become very popular in the States recently, especially when we were living in California. These alcoholic kombucha.
Gross.
What is that all about?
I mean, kombucha is disgusting.
I mean, it's like a health drink, right? It's some kind of
fermented gross bilge water.
No, but I mean, it's like a growth, isn't it? It's
it's live culture. Yeah,
it's a live culture. Why is it alcoholic?
Because people want a healthy excuse to get drunk.
So again, okay, wait.
It's typical.
If you drink an alcoholic kombucha, is it actually simultaneously good for your health and bad for your
Probably canceling each other out, right?
So it's just
alcoholics will be justifying it.
They'll be this is great.
This is good for me.
I'll just say.
I heard 6 bottles of red wine is good for you.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
You know how that goes.
I'm not quite. I'm on the fence. I'm thinking about trying that sometime.
It's disgusting.
All right, just ask.
I mean, I've only had regular kombucha, so I can imagine it's probably worse with alcohol.
Maybe alcohol dulls the
taste. Yeah.
Anyway, tangent. Sorry.
No, it's fine. A rum runner. I'm studying Tibetan, and I know many Tibetans. The girl's as Tibetan as she is Swedish. Wrong look. She didn't even use the Tibetan word for Tibet. Yeah, well, they don't let them use the word for Tibet.
It's hard to tell. Look, as far as she's concerned, she's definitely not a Han ethnicity. You can tell.
Or at least some. She's some Tibetan.
Yeah. But with the Guli sister, whatever, she's definitely Han.
Mostly
as far
Han,
as, at least mostly. And all the Uyghur people that we know have confirmed this. They've all looked at her and said,
we're not the ones that made that.
Yeah, that's Uyghur people saying, hey, she's not,
Yuratante, thank you very much. It's Hampole. I find it hilarious that the new replacement for the rifle for the PLA is just an H&K AR platform ripoff. The fact that they even uses a Picatinny rail should tell the world how unimaginative they are.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
I didn't know about that. Ethan Bradbury, how many thumbnail close-ups of yourself do you have? That's you.
No, you know what? I went on this mission because, you know what? Back in the day, I used to make all the thumbnails for our channels, for both our channels. It's different now. Now, C-Milk makes his thumbnails, I make mine, but for the combined stuff. So I was like, I'm so sick and tired of every time I have to make a thumbnail, I have to ask you, can you stand there? I'm going to take a photo of me. So I thought, screw this. Let's just set it up. And what we're going to do is make a billion different expressions. And I'm just going to fire them off. So I got a collection of
that's right,
a lot of different expressions. So I've got a and I've got a whoa, and I've got,
and a wow.
So I've got all these different expressions. So when you put out a relevant topic, you can be this will fit that topic. It's
clever.
getting a bit weird though because we're much thinner in those pictures than we are now.
Don't need to bring that up. Logo app says, as someone who dedicates my life to innovation, I believe the only true innovation can occur from the free world, not immoral copycats like the CCP.
Absolutely.
I agree with you.
Absolutely.
JHS says, China hacked Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman, which is what led to much of their military developments, but it's chabuto at best. I hope you got my email listing their stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
I think so.
Thank
Logo
you.
app. Why the hell did she choose the number 666?
Who?
It's in China. It's
Leo means awesome.
awesome.
Just means awesome. It's got nothing to do with the mark of the beast or whatever.
Nope. Doc Slothington says, do you guys share the individual patrons? Or is the best way to support you on the same ADV podcast patron? You could do either way, but probably the ADV podcast patron needs a little love.
Yeah.
I also answer messages on there too.
Yeah.
Jennifer, it's interesting. Shiran J. Jha, look them up, talks about being IP blocked from the Chinese internet, but I'm guessing that they've just been blocked as a Western IP in general.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, a lot of Chinese websites, when you're inside of China, of course, you can get any pirated media you want. You can, download songs, watch movies and everything for free. But when you're outside of China, you try to use those same websites. It's like they see that you're coming from an outside source and they block you. And you can't, it's kind of like a reverse firewall.
Yeah.
You can't access sites within China.
Right.
It's interesting.
Mikhail says, hey guys, thank you so much for the great content. My crypto wallet is bugged on OpenSea, so I'll send some super chats instead.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you, Mikhail. Appreciate that. Chinese Ox
Uh-oh.
says, my footage is still online and that makes me irritate.
Oh, no. Make sure he doesn't take us to Pig Bay.
Logo app. On behalf of all Canadians, I'm sorry for the red shirt guy. Well, you're my cousin, so you're not Canadian. JMR's desk. I confess I went to China and boinked a bat and then came home to the USA and boinked a deer. Hashtag my bad. Hashtag super spread.
Shouldn't have done that, bro.
Oh, man. I hope you regret your actions. I hope you're doing something to make it right. Shit. Duck Digital. Winston, how many suits do you have?
I have about 8 suits. The thing is, though, and I'll be totally honest with you, I don't fit into a lot of my older suits because I've gained a lot of weight here in America. So I'm working on it, guys. I'm going to lose the weight. I'm going to get back into my old suits again. That's my goal. I have one specific suit. If I can fit in that one comfortably without being like, ugh, then I know that I finally reached my goal weight.
They're going to have to make a new TLC show called 1,000 Pound Sisters is going to be 1,000-pound democracy activists.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
PB, did you guys get in touch with some law enforcement agency to report this CCP Dear COVID misinformation campaign? They can watch our videos all they want.
No,
we don't have
not
to
at
report
all.
to them.
Yeah.
One Love from Singapore. Bros, please remember to hit like. We need to help this channel reach more people. Thanks for that.
I appreciate that.
JETS says Wuhan Clan. PB says, does the narrator for the video sound like Richard from England?
No, it's definitely a native Chinese speaker that's speaking English with a heavy accent.
That Zed Sausage says, that red alert FMV killed me. Totally fixed
I know,
it.
right? Like when I saw it, I'm like, this has to be from, So I whipped that up.
Logo app from Canada says, I can assure you it's against the law. Oh, okay, interesting. We don't know the Canadian law.
Yeah.
Pointco Jammy says, you can still dislike, and if you get the YouTube dislike button version 0.7, you can see the dislike count.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. So it's the updates that get rid of it.
Uh-huh.
Also, please check your ADV messages. I got a gift I can hopefully send to you. We don't have access to the ADV Instagram.
Unfortunately
It's gone.
not. Yeah.
So if you see it there, we have no
He says
access
original
to it.
ball sack. Here it comes.
Please send it to us on email or on Patreon.
Yes, thank you.
A Fuking Archer says 10 out of 10 would avoid art commissions again. Oh, because of we're looking at some bad art or something.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember. John Teslov, maybe Peng Shuai is some inside job because of internal power struggles. Very could be.
Yep.
Very well could be. Most women in CCP get beep. So why did this one stand out? She is soft purge tactics, potentially. Martin Halma, Fat Shishi. No, I won't say that.
Okay.
Power Shift. This November is the 2-year anniversary of the COVID pandemic from CCP. On behalf of the world, I'd like to say thank CCP for showing everyone what the free world does to a genocidal regime. Night, night, she. Jeffrey Sneezo says, happy Thanksgiving, mates. Turns out my neighbors, Chinese and American couple like my wife and I, are Lao winners. Oh, that's
awesome.
very cool. You can bond over us. They saw my Chapadoa t-shirt, and 5 months later, and we are best friends. Cool how that works.
That's
That's really
super
awesome.
cool.
That makes me smile. Simon Mayo, thank you very much. Chuck Tilley says, happy holidays, guys. For some beer money. Looking forward to the Trans Am video.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I can't wait to show you guys. I've got all the footage. You know what I'll do is I might post a picture on Instagram or something of when I actually picked it up in California. I took I took all the footage, so I might post a picture or two.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see what it's looking at. It's so good to have it back, and I froze my ass off the other day sitting in it drinking beer, but it was worth it.
Anthony Vimanen, thank you very much. Chuck Tilley, appreciate your hard work and ethics in your reporting. Very high quality content, man.
Thank you.
Adon says, actually, youtube.com/CIA does exist. It probably does, doesn't it?
Does it?
I mean, I don't think they probably don't post people's content.
No.
I didn't know they had a YouTube channel. Maybe he's trolling.
Let's find out.
Rex Mo says, I think your show is great.
The
CIA does have
Great.
Are they they're even verified.
Yes, and it's got debrief behind the mission for Bin
they do
Laden.
post.
Yep, they
8
do.
hours. Wow.
Humans of CIA.
What the heck? What is this? This is creepy.
Yeah, this is very
It
interesting.
looks very unnerving. Humans of CIA.
Yeah. That's what they should be labeling these guys. Humans of like Chinese state propaganda.
I suppose, yeah.
Humans of CIA. Well, I mean,
that's interesting.
what else are you going to put in there instead of humans? Like, you know.
I don't know why they have a YouTube channel, to be honest.
It's
I guess it's interesting if you want to know about like cases. There's debriefs on there.
They're not,
that's cool.
They're not very secretive, are they? I always thought the CIA is like some secretive.
I think we get a lot of that stuff wrong because of movies.
Movies, yeah.
Rex Mo says, I think your show is great.
Oh, it is, yeah. Didn't I just do that? Pretty sure I did. Wait, where's great?
Great.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of love for Jonty in this episode, I got to tell you.
Thank you for your service. Well, he had his own art commission.
Oh, he did, yes.
That's what that guy was talking about, is the art commission.
Oh, the art commission, sure.
Hezja Sverge says, greetings from the north, Stockholm, Sweden, Europe. Thank you very much in the 666 Swedish kroner. I appreciate it.
That's
amazing.
cool. Leo.
I Haven't See says, JRE, so that's Joe Rogan. Dre is talking about CCP propaganda with Willink. You guys should be on the show. We agree. Carla, good morning from Bangkok. I've been watching the massive anti-Chinese protests in Solomon Islands, close to Australia. Started after the government ended relations with Taiwan. Any ideas on how we can support them?
It's tough. Who knows? I've got no idea what you can do there.
Sorry, but it's interesting to see. Hopefully that no one gets hurt. More people don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Rook, I fell behind live, but I studied war machines my entire life. The F-22 versus the J-20 is like Conor McGregor fighting a 6-year-old.
Agreed.
Logo App says, would love to be the Canadian Drew, but I don't think I'm ready for all the harassment. I'm not sure what I would do to be able to help. Well, you tried.
Yeah, look, as long as you've got the right sentiment,
it.
Just bring up conversations. You don't have to put yourself out there in danger. Just be the person who sparks certain conversations.
Venus Supreme says, sorry I haven't been around much lately. I've been busy. Have you guys heard what happened in the Solomon Islands parliamentary building?
Yeah, it's very interesting. You know, having actually lived through a situation, because South Africa cut ties with Taiwan when I was, you know, I'd like to say sort of late teens. There we go, around about there, late teens, almost early 20s. Yeah, late teens. I saw it happen. I saw what it's like, and it just devastated the Taiwanese community, and it really was a bad move on South Africa's part. But, you know, it's all the political pressure. That's what the CCP does, and unfortunately, it destroyed such a good and close friendship, you know.
Alex says, I don't think it is exactly. Companies are turning woke as college-programmed kids take over. Don't blame kids. But those kids will not call out communist places. Let's not blame kids. Let's blame people that are culpable or whatever. Angry Lemur says, which one of you can do the best She impression, She Milk or Sheenston? I don't think neither of us can do it.
Give us like 10, 20 years of eating lard, okay? And we might be able
It always sounds like... you know, like
sure.
I Haven't Seen says, gaming question, do you guys enjoy Bloodborne? My brother loved it.
Yeah, I played a bit of it. Those kind of really difficult types, you know, with Dark Souls types. It's not really my bag, yeah.
I like the aesthetic, though. Mimi,
what I did play recently is Resident Evil 4 in VR, which is really fantastic.
That's cool.
One of my favorite games of all time. Yeah. They removed some of the original content, though, which I'm really bummed about, but it's a great experience.
Mimi says, when the movie Brokeback Mountain is released in China, the stars were the two horses. I don't get it.
Because it's gay, you know.
Oh, so
they just took all the gays. So it's just the horses.
Only the horses. It's a horse movie.
Yeah.
Lightseeker, Dr. Balsack does not like Pinocchio gift tweets. Please do not tweet in Pinocchio gifts.
Yes.
If you do not want to be blocked by the criminal industry, do not send Pinocchio gifts.
Don't, yes.
Some guy with a name, thank you very much. Dragon's fourth child says, coincidentally canceling my Alliance car insurance. Oh, because they're a sponsor.
Yeah, they're a sponsor, yeah.
Jeffrey
Go with Geico.
Yeah, well, let's not support a company. We don't know if they did.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
You know,
they got that cute gecko, though.
Do you know the war crimes he was involved in? Jeffrey Sneezos, can you compile a list of phone numbers and a script to say the companies that you mentioned? Someone's working on it for the subreddit, so go to...
Yeah.
I think actually some people already posted stuff. Go to reddit.com/r/ADVChina.
Yes.
People are working on a script.
Please be a part of the ADVChina subreddit. It's so much
please.
fun. That's
Free.
where these memes happen and people can have
Aussie
discussions. Yeah.
Click all night. I think you mentioned Peter Daszak. Remind me, who is he? What did he done?
Oh, you mean Peter Balsack, who helped the CCP hide what they did in the beginning of the pandemic. Helped the spread of COVID around the world, and possibly helped COVID become a thing in the first place with all this gain of function crap.
Possibly, yeah.
Very possibly.
Yeah, Jesse Bulks. Want to see some gaming vids of you guys. Make it happen. Love from the Netherlands. We tried that before.
Actually, you might, if you dig around on our channels, maybe even on ADVChina, we have. Do we have a joint
three.
one? Yeah, we have some gaming videos of us playing like these ridiculous Chinese knockoff Nintendo games. Yeah.
No one liked those.
My one's called like Super Mario 10 or whatever on my channel, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Suzanne says, you told us about the virus first. I appreciate you. Wish you could chat seriously here, but it's hard.
Thank you.
Fallon Nunn says, one more from your local neighborhood Estonian dude.
Thank you.
Let's Go Brennan says, Maoist ex-fiance told me, that's quite interesting, told me she had plans to spend New Year's in Xinjiang skiing. Since I'm a dick, where to direct her for a red pill? Oh boy.
Well, I mean, you can maybe share her that video of Guang, the guy who went to the...
He's got coordinates in there.
Yeah. He went to a lot of the concentration camps and filmed them recently. He's a very brave Chinese man. Everybody should see that.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely should do a whole...
We're planning on doing an actual...
We're going to translate his video.
Yeah, to talk about what he's done and, shine a spotlight on it.
We wanted a bit
very
more
important.
of a lighthearted one today because it's holidays.
Yeah, it's holidays. Yeah, we weren't going to get into that too much.
Dave M says, saw there's a congressional bill in committee, H.R. 8491, to label the CCP as a transnational crime organization. Doubt this will ever make it to the floor for a vote, but at least it's out there. Cheers. Hey, that's a start.
That's pretty cool.
Lars S., greetings from Germany and Norway. 2 passports. So
sweet.
Nice flex there, buddy.
Very nice, yeah.
Eski, Winston, the suits from China are tailored to get them adjusted in the U.S.
Yeah, that's true.
You have tailored suits here, too.
Yeah.
Miro55, do you guys think the shape-shifting lizard people are controlling the shadow government?
Oh.
Unfortunately, I do not.
No, no, sorry.
Alec, college kids are 22 plus. I'm just old, hence kids. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Suzanne, mic check, echo. Well,
cool.
Don't worry about that because we're done.
I remember when I was young, there was that show on TV called V.
Oh, yeah?
Don't know if you know about that.
Sounds familiar.
I wasn't allowed to stay up and watch it. My parents wouldn't let me see it. And
Sounds
then
risque.
It's kind of like a sci-fi thing where these
okay.
aliens come and they're like, we're friends of Earth or something, but actually they're like lizards, and if you scratch their face, they got scales underneath and stuff.
Reminds me of that, what was that Darth Vader dude when he turns into a lizard snake dude?
Oh, what was his name again? It's from Conan. It's James Earl Jones.
It's James Earl Jones.
His name's what the hell's his name?
I don't remember.
Oh, come on. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, yeah, I remember that. Just speaking of lizard people, I remember always wanting to watch it, and I couldn't because my parents wouldn't let me see it. I'd try to sneak. They'd watch it sometimes. I'd be trying to peek to see what it was.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, and then I tried to watch it recently, and it's pretty lame, but it's got those 80s vibes.
How did this come in? Oh, because they asked us about lizard people. That's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Damn lizard people and doing all their lizard
I love
cabal.
sci-fi. I love sci-fi.
You know that cabal of the Satanists.
Whatever nonsense. Guys, yeah, seriously.
Victor Washington, have a beer on me, Matt and Winston. Did you hear about China buying an Italian drone factory without the Italian government knowledge? We did not hear about that.
No, I did read something, but we haven't looked into it. Guys, thank you very, very much for joining us today. It's kind of holiday time. We had a couple of serious things to talk about here, a couple of non-serious things. It was fun to have you. But the most important thing is that we did have you here as part of this conversation, which is Very important. The things that we discuss with you here on the show are things that you're not finding discussed anywhere else. Super important. So happy you can be a part of it. We can't wait to see you in the next one. Seriously. Please enjoy your weekend. Have a fantastic time. Eat all those turkey leftovers and stuff if you're American. If you're not American and don't know what this Thanksgiving crap's all about.
Crap.
Hey, look, I didn't know what it was about. I could tell you it's a wonderful holiday now that I live here.
I'm never going to extend my thanks to you again.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, you know, the first time I came to America for that road trip in 2016 was the first time I experienced a proper Thanksgiving. I had once before, there's a friend of mine from Nebraska in China invited me to his apartment where they had an attempt of a Thanksgiving in China. You know how difficult it is to pull that off. And it was actually pretty good. That was the first time I kind of got to experience it. But just a friend of mine from China invited me to his family's Thanksgiving here during that road trip out there in Nevada. Reno, you know, the world's biggest little city. Super cool, you know. I stood under that sign. It's freaking awesome, you know, that place. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, he invited me out, and I got to tell you, it's probably my favorite holiday ever. It's just such a good feel holiday, you know, because it's not about anything in particular, except people getting together and appreciating, you know, the things they're thankful of. And it's so good. And the fact that I was welcomed in as kind of a member of the family, and I didn't know anyone there except for the one guy. Made me feel really great about America. It's one of the top things and glowing accolades that America has, I'd say, is Thanksgiving. So for those of you who don't know what it's all about, that's what it's all about. People sit around and they have copious amounts of food.
And some people take the whole day to cook said food.
Yeah, exactly. I know, which is good. It's like, yeah, I got to say, we had it all together. The food was fantastic, by the way. And it's really nice because people get to sit there, have all this food, have a couple of drinks, and part of the whole thing is to talk about, you know, what you're thankful for. And honestly, if I put a thing out on my Patreon to say, that's what I'm thankful for, are the people that really support us. They have no idea the impact that they have on our lives and the lives of our families and what we do. If it wasn't for you guys watching us now and for the people who support us, either through Patreon or just by watching the videos, it doesn't mean that you have to go out there and give us money or anything like that. Obviously, we appreciate that a hell of a lot. But all of you people who support us here means so much. And that's what I'm truly thankful for, above all else.
Agreed.
So anyway, all that being said, let's see if I can not cut myself off this time.
For a Thanksgiving treat.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to count to 5 again. 5, 4, 3. Why am I doing this backwards? I should start like this. Okay, 5, 4,